There we go. Ooh, alright. Do we go Galv or do we go Tyrantrum? Okay, well, let's see. Special attack. Well, okay, so 82 versus... I mean, I kind of do like Tyrantrum a bit more because, yeah, Tyrantrum is a bit better. I like Tyrantrum a bit more for fighting non-Zygarde. Yeah, but also I did pick up the Godzilla figure to adjust a little bit. There we go, let's adjust the figure. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all doing very, very well. So please help me, because the more that I spend time on the secondary channel, the more I continuously fall down the rabbit hole of every single time I set out to go make a video for the secondary channel, I end up thinking of like 18 more ideas for videos in the process of it. Please help me. I need help. How is everybody doing today? It is time for some YVELTAL DAs. It's gonna be glorious. It is gonna be absolutely hecking glorious. Hey, welcome back, boy. Welcome back. Welcome. Alright. We ball. We ball. Actually, do I actually go for things? Nah, we're gonna go for this. We ball. We ball. Oh, got high horsepower. Good. Ooh, good crit. Very, very nice criticality. Good. Very good damage. Interesting. So, Galv is actually outsped by Dugtrio here. Fascinating. Skill shot. Pew, pew, pew. I got a shiny Gumi. Ooh, very nice. Are you going to evolve that into Hisuian form or Kalosian form? Which form are you going to evolve it in? I'll be honest. I'm actually a bigger fan of Hisuian Gudra or Hudra than I am a fan of Kalosian Gudra. Like both of them work. Both of them work for different reasons. But I mean, granted, I love my Steel and Dragon types. Also, wow, that did a lot of damage to me. That's not good. Pokemon. But yeah, no, I'm a fan of Hisuian Gudra. We are not gonna switch out for this. Excuse me, we are not switching out for this. There you go. Yeah, no, we're good. We ball. Yeah, we bought. It's good. Yeah. I mean, for me, a large part of it is, I mean, one, it's I like my Steel, I love my Steel Dragons. But second is Hisuian, not Hisuian. Well, both of them are actually fairly defensive in nature. Gudra, Kalosian Gudra is far more defensive in nature. No, it is not a version exclusive. So, which one do we actually go for? Ooh, actually, wait, no, that's a Wigglytuff. That's a Wigglytuff. Oh, I meant to go for the Wigglytuff. I'm stupid. Thought I was over on the Pesky Fish. Okay, we know we cannot get the Wigglytuff then. Unfortunate. But no, I mean, no, it is not a Shield exclusive. I believe it is actually a. Actually, no. You can, if you don't have Switch Online, you can only get it in Shield. However, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you can actually join other players' Dynamax adventures and then save the YVELTAL pathing. That's actually how I'm doing this, because I am playing on my Pokemon Sword version, and I am doing a YVELTAL pathing. That's fun. I'm hoping the internet's going to be working for the next pathing, because the internet's a bit wonky at times. That's going to flatline it. There was no chance in heck of that surviving. The internet's just a bit wonky at times when it comes to things. So, like, it just doesn't let people join in. But I have somewhat figured out what's wrong with it. And what I'm going to be doing at some point probably is getting another freaking 50-foot-long Ethernet cable. Which, for those who... Actually, a lot of you guys are actually probably new, so you guys don't know that running joke. The running joke is that to hook up... Well, not even a running joke, it's actually the truth. Is to hook up the PC to the internet modem It is a 50-foot long Ethernet cable that we had to go and buy, and it runs the length of we drilled a little hole in the floor of my room into the basement, because the basement is where the modem, that's the name of it, the modem is. So we drilled a hole in the floor of my room into the basement, stuck the Ethernet cable through that hole, ran that cable all the way to the opposite side of the house in the basement, because again, it's in the basement on the opposite side of the house, to where the modem is, and just plug that in there, and boom. So this is literally powered by a 50-foot long Ethernet cable. Also, further fun fact, the channel is also literally nuclear powered, because a lot of my power I actually get from a nuclear reactor. So yes, this channel is quite literally powered by the same thing that powers Godzilla. So that is one of the many similarities that we actually have with Godzilla, which I'm always happy to have similarities with Godzilla, because Godzilla is the best. Oops, caps lock is on. Caps lock is accidentally on. There we go. For those who don't know, one of the other similarities is Godzilla actually does have a very in-depth geological understanding of Earth. So technically, Godzilla is a geologist. He doesn't have a degree from any, university, but Godzilla has a better understanding of geology than actually any human ever will, because he understands all of the geological history of the Earth, which is freaking awesome. Now, at some point, I really want to, Photoshop Godzilla, so he's in, a cap and gown for graduation, with a little graduation cap on, with just a diploma that says geology from Monster University. I was going to say from Kaiju University, but not just Monster University better. Well, no, Kaiju University, because Monster University is an actual, a Pixar movie or something like that. Okay, we're gonna go for the ice thing. Yeah, it's great. I love these movies. These movies are great. It's great. Probably actually gonna make a video on I'm probably gonna make a video on Godzilla's strangest powers, because Godzilla does actually have a fair number of pretty out there abilities. One of them is, of course, the geological understanding of Earth, which is freaking based. Well, I'm gonna go for superpower, because if this thing uses Rock Slide, it flatlines me. If it uses anything that flatlines me, I'm gonna go down first turn anyway against Yveltal, so I might as well go against this. Ooh, get roasty. I really, 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 really hope that this targets me, so I'm at full health against Yveltal. Okay, it wasn't me. Okay. I need shiny Rayquaza from Dynamax Adventures. Yikes. How many encounters have you done for Rayquaza at this point? How many Rayquaza DAs are you up to? Kaboom. Also, if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. I shouldn't need to go restock on my luxury balls at the end of today, hopefully. Because we're probably not even going to reach 11 total, probably 10 total Yveltal DA successes. Because Yveltal is one of the most difficult Dynamax adventures. I'm at 5 on Kyurem because me is bored. Yeah, Kyurem isn't... Well... Now, I'd say Kyurem is significantly easier than Yveltal. I would say very definitively Kyurem is easier than Yvelbird. Oh, right, parries. The main reason I would say Kyurem is easier is just the significantly more, the significantly greater number of weaknesses that Kyurem has over Yveltal, as well as Yveltal's Dark Aura. Now, Kyurem does have a better move set. Kyrem's moveset is Shadow Ball, Hyper Voice, Glaciate. I believe it has both Freeze Dry and Ice Beam. I know it has at the very least has Ice Beam. So it can hit a little, and it also has about the, well, actually doesn't have the same offensive capabilities. It also has Dragon Pulse. So it's got a bit better of a bit better of a bulky stat distribution. But I mean, also Yveltal's got a pretty bulky stat spread as well. That both can take hits quite well. Yveltal does a little bit more damage, and also Kyrem's got a lot more weaknesses than Yveltal. So I would say that Kyrem is a little bit easier than Yveltal. Because Yveltal just freaking hits everything like it's a freaking freight train full of bricks. But yeah, it's good. It's very good. Also, did you get shiny Kyurem? Because it was... No, we did not get shiny Kyurem yesterday. We did not get the Kyurem shiny. Please don't target. Also, Yveltal's got access to Snarl, and most of Yveltal's weaknesses are actually specially based types, and Snarl just decapitates their ability to do damage. Not quite as powerful as a Dark Pulse hitting everything with a spread move, but it's pretty close. Liquidation. Please defense drop. We got a shiny Bolt Hunt yesterday. And good, we get a good defense drop. No, we got a Bolt Hunt shiny yesterday, which is good, because I actually did need the shiny Doggo McGoodboy. We still need shiny Yamper, which... And that's going to be a while before we get the shiny Yamper. Avalanche. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. That is why Yveltal's scary. Not Dark Pulse. Snarl from this thing can just flatline most Pokemon in an instant. Because it has an extremely high damage potential power. Alright, let's see if the internet wants to internet with us. And we can connect to the internets. No shiny on the Bronze Calamari. No. So I know this gets a little bit light. I want a shiny. No, not a shiny. No shiny Bathfish. No shiny Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Ice Hog, you could say. I mean, I've already gotten, I think, at the very least, 2 shiny Sonic the Ice Hogs. So if I get a third one, it will be. I mean, I do not require additional shiny Ice Hogs. Okay, let's try and connect to the internet this time. Will you work? Will you work? Possibly? Maybe? No. Okay, cool. Okay. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of going into this thing and then just clicking on the buttons, and then it goes. No. Weird. Weird. Huh, let's try again in a little bit, because that's weird. Like, normally it works after, like, 1 or 2 DAs. Hello there, Callie May. Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Okay, yeah, no, Yveltal's at the top of the list. Yveltal's at the top of the Dynamax Adventure list of targets. Go solo. Auroras. Ooh, Aurora. I'll take Auroras. Auroras is a good... Okay. Mine was doing that yesterday. I had to re-enter the password. I didn't want to go over. Yeah. The thing is, I don't always need to enter the password for the... I don't need to enter the password every single time for it. A lot of the time, it's just click connect to online and it works. It just works. I don't ask questions. It just works. Now it's been a little bit finicky the last couple days. Okay, we're going to go along the entire left side. That's going to be good pathing. Nintendo Online indeed go brrrr. It just doesn't like working. I don't understand it. It just doesn't make sense. Again, this is why whenever it comes to writing down video scripts, I prefer to use pencil and paper. Like, I'm literally writing down one of the next projects for the secondary channel on a notepad that is in front of me at all hours. I do not freaking trust just the fact of reality that is the internet. Because I was actually topical of that. One of the other videos I was working on, which was actually a video about Shimo from the new Monster-verse movie, Godzilla, Kong the New Empire. I was working on a video about Shimo, and just for some reason, midway through just me typing something up and going back and revising things and editing things and shifting the placement of them around, my PC just disconnected from the internet for like 5 minutes. And it was, the Google Doc was trying to reconnect, so I did it in Google Docs. It was like saying, trying to reconnect, working offline mode. It was like, what is going on with this thing? It's a bit weird, a bit concerning. And I mean, it worked. In the end, it came back. But it was like, why did it do that? I'm vaguely concerned. But I mean, it worked. It worked. So we back things. But again, this is the reason why whenever I script things, I script them on paper first. Because it's just a lot easier. Because again, I don't need to deal with the technology. Got a shiny apple. Nice. Which form of applin are you going to evolve your shiny apple into? You're going to go evolve it into Diplin into Hydrapple, or are you going to go Flapple or Appleton? Which one are you going to go for? I'm still surprised that they made Hydrapple have a higher BST than Applin and Appleton. Not Apple, Flapple and Appleton. Because anytime they've ever done split branch evolutionary families, they all have the same BST. I was quite a bit surprised by that. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Because, I mean, it's a bit interesting. It's a bit more defensive in focus, because like Regenerator. Ooh, I will go for the Muscle Band. I'll take that. Hydrapple is going to get 100%. Makes sense. Hello there, Ash the Gamer. Welcome. How do you do today, Hydrapple? Yeah. Hydrapple is a bit of a thing. Hydrapple is indeed very a thing. I still have very mixed feelings on Hydrapple. But I like it significantly more than I used to. I was not a big fan of Hydrapple initially, and it's grown on me as time's gone on. I like it a little bit more. Very well, thanks. I am doing very well myself. Well, Diplin has the same BST and Flapple and Appleton, if I correct remember. Interesting. Really? It's the same? I guess, yeah, that would make sense. Because, yeah, they would have the same thing. Yes, that would math check out. That math indeed would check out. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already on the stream. Ancient Power. We do no damage. Yeah, I'm using a Cryogonal in one of my draft leagues. Which, speaking of, I actually have a draft match later tonight. I want to make a level 100 apple. Based, unfathomably so. Sounds like a good time. Yeah, just get all the experience candies and shove them down Hydrapple's throat, and then it will be level 100. The level 100 Hydra Apple. Super power. Alright. Ballin'. I've been doing... Yeah, do not do hacked shiny trades. Hacked shiny trades are a very big no-no. They are not a good. They are not a good. We do not approve of the hacked no-no trades. Which is one of the reasons why I don't really trade. Ooh, good cred. That bypasses the reflecto screens. Based. I am not going to be switching out for the ice snowflake thing. I really do like Cryogonal. I've mentioned this many times. I have an irrational fondness for the move Freeze Dry, and I generally like any Pokemon that gets access to Freeze Dry. You know, if an Ice-type Pokemon has access to that move, it goes from, like, I like, here, like, middle of the road to, I like this thing a lot more automatically. Like, it's just, I really, really like that move. Yeah, Cryogonal is criminally underrated. A lot of that, I think, does stem from that it was a Unova Pokemon. Honestly, this could be a huge freaking... Well, no. No, I'm not going to make the huge freaking mistake. Because what I was thinking about doing... Hello there, Z-Cult. Welcome. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Absolutely a featherist. I see someone is a fan of the Zygarde. No switch. Okay, I'm really hoping that person switches out for the Thievual, because that thing is going to get flatlined by a little thing known as the Yveltal. Until Duraludon gets a pre-evolution, I won't consider Archelodon a pseudo. Well, no, Archelodon is not a pseudo-legendary. Pseudo-legendaries have a number of criterion. Well, a number of criteria. Criterion is a single thing. And one of those criterion is it does need to be part of the three-Z evolutionary family. The one of the other additional ones, is they need to have 1,250,000 experience points at level 100. The video, thank you. Thank you very much, Jacob Kilowatt. Thank you very much. Surprise trades was fun before, but now I've been detecting Pokemon. I got 2 shiny legs, 2 shiny hackstars. Oh, legendaries. Okay, that's what it is. Unova is such a good region, especially the design of the Pokemon. Yes, I love Unova. Now, every region has its good designs and its bad designs. There are definitely some designs in Unova that I think are definitely not great. Again, namely like Patrat, the Patrat family, not the biggest fan of. There's a couple of others, but in general, every region has its good and its bad designs. I'm not the biggest fan of most Kanto Pokemon. However, I will say there's a lot of some good Kanto designs out there. I mean, I like Gyarados. I like Zapdos. There's a lot of really good and clever Kanto designs that do. I mean, Rhydon. That thing is a really strong design. You're not like the Pokemon looks strong, but just that it is a design that is like all appealing. It is a very good design. The strength of the design keeps the thing looking like definitive Pokemon after the course of like 30 years. That is a strength of a design. I actually like the Vanillish family. I actually do like it, because in context, the Vanillish family is the in-Pokemon universe inspiration for ice cream cones existing. Because it's literally an icicle. It is a little icicle. Hello there, and Brad Hermit, welcome in. Yippee bug. Love to hate on the vanilla, but absolutely, yeah. I mean, I like it. I do like the Vanilla family. Again, it's an icicle, and it was the inspiration in Pokemon universe for, you know, ice cream cones. In sort of a similar way that, in context, the Crocodile family was the inspiration for sunglasses in the Pokemon universe. Which, I like that. It's a little bit of like visual storytelling. I love that little idea of extra thought on it. I think it's actually pretty clever. Yveltal. It is a Yvelbird. Yeah, very unpopular. I do as well. I think that garbage. I can't even speak. Trubbish and Garbodor. I think that they actually do have an appeal in their design, because there's visual interest in it. It's not just like a pile of garbage. You have things like one of Garbodor's arms is like a gasoline pump. I actually think that's kind of cool. There's a little bit of color on it. It's not just like a monocolored blob. You know, there is some visual nuance to it, which I do like. Make a team of shiny Pokemon, and they all have different types. I have no idea. People are going ham for new Pokemon getting Megas, but we can't be throwing out the possibility they just give another Mega, maybe like Mega Charm, Mewtwo. I don't think that we're going to be getting new Megas. I do not think that there will be new Mega Evolutions being added in ZA for two reasons. One is the implications of what it would mean for Generation 10 of Pokemon. And second is, if they do add in new Megas, it will basically nuke from orbit all confidence players have in Pokemon games. It would basically do irreparable harm to Pokemon marketing any future games and any future ideas going forward. They would essentially be sacrificing one game will do better for many games in the future, all suffering a lot of backlash from audience. You know, it would be very, very, very short-term thinking. Need to buy more Party Sparkler picks. Party Sparkler picks? Interesting. I mean, I just go with the freaking gold pick when it comes to making sandwiches. Because I'm basic. I'm a very basic person when it comes to things. If they give us original Zygarde, that's going to copious amounts of money just to get the game. I don't think there's going to be an Origin Zygarde, because the thing is, Zygarde Complete Form is already a Zygarde with everything. Because Zygarde Complete Form is all of the Zygarde cells in an area and two Zygarde cores coming together. Origin Form for Dialga and Palkia is the form those two assume in their home dimension. In sort of similar way as Origin Form Giratina, that is Giratina's form in its natural native universe. So like there wouldn't really be like an Origin Zygarde, because Zygarde is natively from Earth. Dialga, Palkia, Giratina are from like outside of our universe originally, and that is their form they take in their own universes. It is literally astrophysics in Pokemon. Well, the thing is, Xerneas and Yveltal are not colony organisms. Yveltal and Xerneas are on their own a singular completed entity. Again, Zygarde is composed of all the little individual cells. Xerneas and Yveltal are on their own a singular entity, not comprised of other things. Hello there, Swordmaster. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought before we knew its BST Archaludon was going to be like 555, since the Archaludon didn't have it, a Pokemon like 555, Gen 6 Level, so we didn't have a Pokemon above 555. No, we've had a number of Pokemon that have had above 550. There's been a number of Pokemon that have had a super 555 BSD. Hello there. Only 14. Yeah, Yveltal is not an easy Dynamax adventure. It hits pretty freaking hard. Howdy. I'm just stopping into which. Thank you very much, Temper, on the Bacon Wings. I finally got his Kyurem, and then I... Really? He did finally get the Kyurem. Very good. Very good on Slyman. Pretty sure Ferrogus is like 555. Yeah, no, there's been a lot of Pokemon that have had above a 550. I mean, every Legendary is basically 600 or plus. Not everyone. There are a few that aren't. Actually, Silvally itself is 570. There's many of them that have above a 500. I mean, all pseudo-legendaries have an above a 600 BSD as well. When we first saw Archelon, I thought it was actually going to have the same BSD as Duraludon. And it was going to be a lot like Scizor, where instead of... With Scizor coming from Scyther, they just lopped off a whole ton of Scyther's speed, put that into its defense and its attack. I was expecting they were going to lop off a whole bunch of Archelon's, of Duraludon's speed, and maybe a bit of its physical attack, and put more into its physical defense, special attack, and maybe a little bit of special defense. No. They went full bore. We're going to go for a 600 BST, and this thing is horrifying, and I love it. What Pokemon has the highest BSD? The Pokemon with the highest base stat total is... technically, Eternamax Eternatus. However, Eternamax Eternatus is not usable in any shape or form. It is not actually obtainable. Other than that, I believe it is Crowned Zacian and Crowned Zamazenta. Because again, like Mega Rayquaza and Mega... Well, no, Arceus actually. Is Arceus higher? I need to go check that, actually. 15? For Watchog, the Elemental Monkeys. The thing is, I actually like the Elemental Monkeys. But yeah, I'm actually not sure if the Patrat Watchog and the Elemental Monkeys are going to come to the Switch. Because ZA is going to be set in Kalos. It wouldn't make sense to have a lot of Unova Pokemon in Kalos. Because kind of the whole point of Unova is that it's kind of its own isolated little microcosm away from the rest of the Pokemon world until post-Team Plasma. So, I mean, again, we've also, like, they don't really care about lore as much, so, like, they're perfectly okay with breaking canon and breaking lore, which is a bit worrying for me, because I love lore. So that's a bit of a worry spot. But you never know. Zacian is now 700 instead of 720, thanks to the nerfs. Okay, oh yeah, so Arceus is still a higher base stat total than Zamazenta and Zacian. Let's try connecting the internet again. Let's try again. Mega Mewtwo XY and Mega Rayquaza. Yes, Mega Mewtwo and Mega Rayquaza Y are base 780s. Yes. But remember, the Mega Mewtwo's and Mega Rayquaza do no longer exist. No, Zamazenta received a stat nerf as well. Zamazenta also did receive a stat nerf. Both of the doggos, what the wolves, both of them did receive a statistics nerf from the changeover from Gen 8 into Gen 9. Zacian lost outright 20 base attack. Zamazenta lost, I think it was like 5 in both of its defenses and 10 attacks. I know it was split between 3 stats. I'm gonna go Glalie. Can't wait for a Dynamax Eternatus to become cheated by people, become playable. Oh no, we're never gonna get a playable Dynamax Eternatus. The thing is, they did it to keep the same BSDs. They did it to keep BSDs. It would be like if they nerfed Kyogre but didn't nerf Groudon. The thing is, the nerf to Zamazenta didn't really change Zamazenta all that much. If anything, they actually buffed Zamazenta in the changeover to Generation 8 by giving it access to Body Press, finally. What is the worst legendary? That's a good question, but also probably a tricky one. If you're saying weakest legendary, I'd say probably Pheasantipity, largely because Pheasantipity suffers from what I call Articuno syndrome, in that its stat distribution is largely misaligned with what its moveset typing wants to do. You know, Ice Flying as a typing wants to be aggressive. It is not at all a defensive typing, and especially with access to moves like Freeze Dry, that is a typing that wants to attack. However, it's defensive in stat nature, which takes a lot away from it. But however, I would say Articuno, it does have access to that very, 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 very good Freeze Dry move. Pheasantipity doesn't really have much, because like it's all defensive, really. Where's this Pokemon Journey? Is Articuno smoked ash? I actually never saw any episode of Pokemon Journeys. I never saw any episodes of that series. Largely because I am someone who I watch things in bulk. So I will like just binge watch a series. I find it very difficult to wait while a series gradually is sort of drip fed week by week by week by week, because that kind of kills my enthusiasm, where I love binge watching. If I have, there's times I have watched a series week by week. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, I actually very much enjoyed doing that. But in general, if there's a series that's like 13 episodes long for a season, and it's going to take me, 3 months to just see the entire thing, there's a very good chance along that entire time I somewhat lose interest, because just over those 13 weeks, I'm going to be watching other things in between to sort of get me from week to week. And, you know, my attention can get dragged away because I have ADD. A lot of his users food being 500 base legendary and no legendaries outside of pseudos would mean no non-legendaries outside of pseudos could be above views. Oh, no. There's a lot of Pokemon that are non-legendaries that are above base 550. There's a very significant number of them. You gotta remember, starters are base like 530. There's a lot of Pokemon that have above base 550 stats, and they're non-legendaries. Volcarona is a great example of that. Entertaining you guys, Swordmaster, is what is my job. Slacking's a bit of an anomaly. Same with Palafin. Just get by such a part-time YouTuber. That's mostly a joke. Swordmaster, that is a joke. No switch. No, there's a number of Pokemon that have above a 550 BST and are non-legends. Let me actually go to Bulbapedia and check like sort by base stat total, because I'm curious on this now. I'm actually curious on this. Favorite Pokemon is Bakura, bro. Best legendary is Pikachu. Indeed. Yeah, might as well switch out. Okay, Thievial. Yeah. I'll go for the vanilla. I'll switch to the vanilla shout. Kitty is Pikachu. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. So, Kaguya boy, when are you going to be able to change your name back to Kaiba? Yes, it just came out before Urshifu, so they get a pass from no new Pokemon to have BSD. I'm pretty sure that there's been Pokemon that have above that BSD and are non-legendaries. Let me go check. That would be very strange if that is the case. Pokemon by BST Paldea. Now I am grinding Entralink. Yeah! I mean, Entralink was a really cool idea. Entralink was a really, really cool idea. But some of the particulars were a little problematic side for Worlds. Not particularly. Largely because I know that after this Worlds ends, the very big mistake of what they did next one. when the internet starts working, Ash, the internet has not really been cooperating. So once the internet actually allows me to connect to the internet, then we will be able to have people join in. Leaving Urshifu being a legendary makes no sense because Florga is an Arcanine system. Well, remember, they min-max a lot of the legendaries. But, you know, legendary Pokemon has nothing to do with stat distribution total. Being a legendary Pokemon has absolutely nothing to do with stats. Hello there, turtles. Welcome in. Absolutely amazing. We love turtles here. Base stats. Let's look Pokemon at base stat total. There's a solid number of them. List of Pokemon database. Hello there. There you go. Is this BST? Please tell me that this has BST in it. Please tell me that this list has BST. Does it not have BST in it? Really? Oh, no, there's BST. Oh, there it is. I'm blind. I can't see a thing. Hey! You're finally able to change your name back, Kaiba. There we go. Total. BST total. I like the chip and attending. Hello there, free play. Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, Turnamax Eternatus is the mass. Is like just the freak. Turnamax Eternatus 1,125 BST. All right, let's see. Pokemon by BST, excluding Megas. Scalio Lunala, Eternal Poke Things, Zacian Zamzenta, Kyodem Palafin. Well, Palafin's his own separate kind of Wurmple. Winnow Venusaur, Aerodactyl. We still have to filter out the Megas. Yeah, Baxcalibur, Zarude, Melmetal, Zerata, Marshadow, Kamao, Zygord, Hisui, and Gudra, Hudra. Lando, all of the mythicals. There we go. Deoxys. I guess we can go for Diggersby. I do need shiny Diggersby. Here goes. Oh, guys, can't get rid of the Megas. Oh my gosh, there's everywhere. Yeah, Raging Bolt, the Paradoxes, Megaltaria, the Paradoxes, Raydrago, Tornado Man, UCS Mesprit. Those really interesting. Around 90s, right? Let's go lefties for a little bit of extra recovery. Woshen, Shempao. There's the Paradoxes. Vladimir Brute Bonnet, Stock, Tapu's, Ultra Beast, Pheasant Dippy. Really? There were no non-pseudos that were introduced. Oh, Ursaluna Blood Moon. Ursaluna Blood Moon. That was added in Generation 9, which is above base 550. King Gambit is also base 550. Godengo also base 550. You know, they added ones that were non-legend. Hydrappa 140. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. B-Barrel is the beaver Pokemon. Hello, that one person from anime who owns a Heatran. We love Heatran. Melty Face is one of my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, before Urshifu, all the legendaries were 70. Were they all base 570 or above? I thought that some of them were 560. Oh, no, 580. Wochan Great Tusk. No, I think Calyrex. Is Calyrex lower? Well, not Calyrex. Yeah, Calyrex was below it. Calyrex. Yeah, base Calyrex is base 500. Glastrier. Glastrier 580. You know, base Calyrex was only a 500 base stat total legendary. So there were others that were below them. Watchen 530, Darkatri. What types of Valley Camera things? Yeah, Urshifu has, I believe Urshifu does actually have the lowest BSD of all of them. Heatran looks like a rat man thing. Well, we don't actually know what Heatran is. A lot of thinking is that it's like a cockroach or something, like a turtle or a tortoise. But again, it's weird. We don't actually know what it is. Yes, but Calyrex did come out after Urshifu. Remember, the ordering was the Isle of Armor, then the Crown Tundra, so it did come out after. Shadowdon. Quackquaval, 30, 35. Yes, that it would be the lowest of the legendaries in terms of base stat totals. Most fascinating. Most fascinating. Because remember, mythicals are not legendaries. They're their own separate can of Wurmple. Fascinating. Most fascinating. Weakest Mega Pokemon. Oof. Probably Beedrill in terms of stat distribution-wise. But again, Weakest when it comes to Megas is like saying weakest legendary. There's still a significant cut above everything else. Oh, not first. True. Interesting. Yeah, that would. Urshifu was the lowest of all. Yeah, that is true. 550. Mega Slowbro. No, we're not. Well, no, Mega Slowbro was an absolute monster competitively. Hello there, Dagger. I enjoy the OG Tetris there, by the way. Nice. OG Tetris is fun. But, you know, Mega Slowbro was like an uncrackable wall of oblivion because it had shell armor. You couldn't crit it. So you could just set up some defensive buff and then just couldn't break through it and then just slack off, recover everything. This also was back at the time where it, well, like every water type got access to Scald. How many people are on squad? Presently, no one, because internet is not interneting. So I just got the cover fossil from an Entralink mission. Saves me a Twisted Mountain Day. Wait, really? You can get the fossils from the Entralink? You know, Slowbro got a Mega. Slowbro got a Mega. No switch. Hello there, assuming poem. That's a name right there. Welcome. Remember, you're not as familiar with the Pokemon stuff of things. Yes, Slowbro like about a monster paper Mega. I'm not a big fan of any Megas. I will say. As someone who's a big fan of competitive, Megas were kind of something that I did not enjoy playing against because they just, again, they were stronger than legendaries. How about people join raids when you hit invite others and put in the link code? I wonder how many people are able to join raids and I don't put a code. Well, I mean, when you're not putting in a code, it's people who are joining random Dynamax adventures. Invite others is if you want a specific group of people to come in. Invite others with a link code is when you want specific people to come in. Invite others with no link code is just random people from all across the internet. Yes, I am not a fan of any super gimmicks when it comes to Pokemon, Dagger. I very, very much am a fan of Pokemon without gimmicks. That is one of the many reasons I prefer Generation 5's battling system and BDSP's battling system. How do these random people see it? They don't. It's just they also click invite others on random things. They don't know and you don't know. That's the reason why it is random. Like, how can I join others? Oh, you just click go invite others. You just say anything is fine, or you go for an individual Pokemon and then just click invite others with no link code after connecting to the internet. Gen 5 did have a fun battling system with the first game. Yeah. Like, Gen 5 battling system was not perfect by any means. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Gen 5's battling system was by no means perfect. Some of the issues were the infinite turn weather when set by abilities. Which, yeah, that did need to be fixed. There were a couple of rebalances to move that they added in Generation 6 that really did make a lot of things more balanced. However, in the grander scheme of things, the changes made were not as balanced because, again, it added the super mechanics. It added this little arms race that was eventually what Pokemon has become today. Just going by so fast, you probably missed my message. No, I saw a hybrid regional form. I hadn't got to it yet. I got actually no idea what's a good idea for regional forms, largely because, like, Fakemon or fan Pokemon are not really something I tend to think about. I'm very much an official content game kind of person. In that way, it's a bit weird, but I'm kind of like a canon stickler, I guess, is a good way of phrasing it. Like Chinchillas. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know the fossils could be found in the Entralink. Again, Lucky Power 3 halves shiny odds. Wait, really? There's other ways of decreasing increasing shiny odds. Fascinating. I didn't know this was a thing. They be chillin'. Interesting. They be chinchilling, you could say. But welcome back. Kaiba has regained their true rightful name. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. Okay, let's see if the internet actually does want to internet connecting. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Not permanently, I don't think. It's for the... Yeah, I mean, all things from Entralink are set amount of time. They are temporary. I think like 30 minutes is how long it is. Though... So I assume what you would be doing with the fossils is you would be just accumulating a mass number of fossils, trading them over to yourself, and then, or like accumulating a massive number of files, and then just going through all of them, then just reset. I think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure if you save and turn the game off when a power is active, it overrides it when it ends. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Dynamax Adventures going solo. You are at the mercy of RNG. All right, so let's try something. Okay, internet is somewhat interneting. Let's try. I only need 5 or so if I want to do both systems. Interesting, fascinating. I wish you the best of luck on that, Roast. Okay, if this doesn't work, I'm going to go punch in the link code. I'm going to go punch in my password again for the internet to see if that works. I'm turning that off so again people can't see what my internet password is. Let's try this. Okay, internet is not connecting, so let's go try passcode again. I'll try this thing. Ideal, like the skull fossil. Indeed, the bonehead. The ideal bonehead shiny hunting reset of the Chrome Dome. It takes a lot of restraint to not actually say... Okay, it's not connecting to the internet. What's going on with this thing? It takes a lot of restraint to not actually say each letter of the password out as I'm typing it in. Because that's kind of the way that I know I do passwords. Is like I will say the letters in sequence when it comes to typing it in, or like writing it down or something like that. And not doing that is a bit of a difficulty thing. Okay, it's not connecting, which is weird. So Urshifu started playing the lowest BSD legendaries. It makes no sense. Like legendaries have more BSD. Well, again, legendary Pokemon have never been about base stat totals. Again, there's been historically a number of legendaries with lower base stat totals than regular Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon were, honestly, you just get one of these Pokemon per save file. It's really nothing more than an artificial limitation, is what legendary Pokemon have kind of always been. For really no practical reason. Yes, Cosmog is a legendary Pokemon. Again, legendary Pokemon have kind of been this artificially limited thing, because even in canon, when it comes to Pokemon games, like the lore of the games, there are multiples of each Pokemon. Like, it mentions in the Dex entries, there are numerous Latios and Latias. Until Gen 7 were all legendaries that were base 750 or above. The internet is not working, Swordmaster. The internet is not interneting. Be sure... What fairy is that? Please be... Ah, no, it's not a good fairy type. Dura... None of these are good options. None of these are actually good options. 9% of all legends with 570 or above. Interesting. Fascinating. We know Cosmog does indeed count. Yeah, again, legendary Pokemon kind of always existed as an artificial limitation on things. Yeah, the internet ain't internetin'. The internetin'. You know what? I'm gonna try something, because this is one thing I found. Is sometimes if I like turn my game off, like I power my computer off and I turn it back on, then I turn off my Switch and then I turn it back on, the internet somewhat fixes itself. I don't know why it's acting weird today, because I mean it generally acts a bit weird, but like why today in particular? Liquidation. Is defense drop? No. Shadow Ball. Thunder Punch. Oh, okay, that does decent damage. What is the evolution of... Ninjask doesn't have an evolution. Ninjask is a standalone Pokemon. You might be thinking of Shedinja, where Shedinja's a sort of pseudo-split evolution, where you get a Shedinja if you evolve a Nincada into a Ninjask with an open slot in your party, and you have an extra Pokeball in your Pokeball bag. It does not evolve from it. It's its own, like, separate split off weird thing. Again, it's weird. Yeah, Shedinja kind of exists because, well, Shedinja exists for a list of reasons that have to do with it. Hello there, Ace45 Gaming. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Shedinja is one of the many victims of Game Freak's obsession with, we're adding a new mechanic to Pokemon. Let's build an entire Pokemon around this idea, and then immediately after that generation ends, that Pokemon becomes outdated. Because they start doing more Pokemon with it. Yes, Ninja and Shedinja are very weird. Same actually happened with Spinda, where the entire reason is just a programming thing. They're like, oh, we can do this with stuff. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. The entire reason they exist is we can do this with programming, so why not make a whole Pokemon around it? And then like they further that in the next game, and then they build another Pokemon around that, or it just basically takes away from the other thing. Hello there, place, work, and more. Welcome in. Is that German? That looks very German. Welcome in. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a thing, which is unfortunate because there's so many Pokemon that could have had an opportunity to be something, and then they just didn't because they, did that. Did you get Fly after beating Maylene and BDSP? You need to leave, and then what you have to do is you have to go get it from inside of the the Galactic Warehouse. You get it inside of the Galactic Warehouse. I'm pretty sure you actually even get it before. Can you not get it before Maylene? But yeah, no, you have to go to the go-do thing. You get it very shortly after. Spinda's over 8 billion different forms. Yeah, but again, all of them are statistically identical. The entire reason they did it is because the personality value of Pokemon was added, and they built a whole Pokemon around that personality value system, which again is kind of an issue. And then again, they eventually severed that personality value from something, and then again, it leaves Spinda in kind of a limbo, which is also a large part of the reason why Spinda is the one Pokemon that cannot be added into Pokemon Home. Because it is a very weird bug that just inverts the colors of it. Are we switching off this? Yeah, no, you need to go and get it. Simply having the gym badge allows you to use it outside of battle, but that doesn't mean you have the badge itself. There's actually a lot of badges like that. Happy to help. Happy to help. Yeah, there's a lot of badges that actually work that way, where you actually don't get the TM, or not the TM, you don't get the HM for the badge until you don't get the HM for the move a badge allows you to use until significantly after you actually do obtain that badge. A good example of this is actually back in Pokemon, in the Johto games, where after you beat Chuck, you are given the HM for Fly by Chuck's wife. So, you actually can't get it beforehand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kitty. Just got the best Pokemon possible for a Mewtwo DA, so I'm 100% usually going to reset. What is that Pokemon that you acquired, Ash? Which Pokemon is that? Because there are a couple of Pokemon that are ideally incredibly well suited for taking down Mewtwo. There are ideally a lift of them. Ah, dang, we're not going to be able to turn 1 Dynamax against Yveltal. You're not going to be able to Dynamax turn 1. Unfortunately. For Ribombee. Interesting. I wouldn't actually say Ribombee is ideally suited to Mewtwo. The main reason is it is not immune to any of its psychic moves. Yeah, and I have a weak level. Ah, yeah. But yeah, no, I'd say like certain dark types are probably the best thing for it, because dark types are outright immune to Psychic and Psystrike, and its only other move is Blizzard at that point. Yeah, but again, you get absolutely obliterated by any of its Psychic moves. That's one of the reasons why I say dark types, because they're completely immune to everything that Mewtwo does that does a decent amount of damage, and then at that point you can only be hit by Blizzard. And even then, Blizzard's not really that good of a move, because it's spread damage. Max Hailstorm does a decent amount, though, if it's a single target on you. But yeah, no, if you're just immune to Psychic, Mewtwo can't touch you. Part of why like a Bisharp is probably the best thing to do, because again, it can't touch you. You're literally just immortal. Which, fun fact, if you're going for a 0 physical attack IV reset of a Munkidori in Scarlet Violet, Bring a Bisharp. Literally, Monkey Dory can't touch you. Its only moves are Psychic and Poison, and you're immune to Psychic and Poison. So you can literally just chuck Pokeballs at that thing endlessly. Which is what I did. Bro, that was the coolest Star Beam thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Wait, what is Kitty? By the way, it's also the same name as you as well. Nice. What's Star Beam? Do you have any tips for shiny hunting Dynamax adventures? Persistence, Mason. The best tip I can offer is just pure persistence. Generally, also a working knowledge of Dynamax adventure, like Dynamax moves and mechanics. Yeah, generally a good idea is to have an understanding of type matchups, what max move inflicts what effect. So, say, knowing what max Flutterby does, which always decreases special attack. Max Phantasm decreases physical defense. Max Darkness always decreases special defense. And what Pokemon have their G-Max moves. Another thing is, again, a knowledge of, okay, what types do well against what Pokemon. So, like for Yveltal, I know against Yveltal, it's weak to Fairy, it's weak to Fairy, weak to Electric, weak to Rock, weak to Ice. Fairy, Rock, Ice. Yeah, it's weak to Fairy, Rock, Ice, and Electric. Those are the only 4 things it's weak to. So you're going to want to go with Pokemon that have those type of moves, generally a Pokemon that is also that typing themselves. So you're going to want an Electric type with an Electric move. Real quick, I just saw your post. I took some 15 straight hours to get Lucky Power 3, so I'm guessing It took someone 15 straight hours to get Lucky Power 3, so I guess I'm going to do it for the next 15 hours. Yikes. Yikes. Yes, the max Starfall animation. I have a light screen just to mine. Yes. But yeah, no, generally dark types I say are better for Mewtwo because, again, they're completely immune to anything Mewtwo can throw at it. That's like Crawdaunt or, not Crocodile. Crocodile's actually weak to ice. But like Bisharp, Crawdaunt, Sharpedo. Degree Sneasel. Degree Sneasel. Takes forever to get BDSP Shiny. Dagger. So, BDSP Shiny Charm, it doesn't affect anything other than eggs. The BDSP Shiny Charm only works on eggs. If you're going for wild encounters or soft resets, or Poke Radar, the little Poke Radar thing, that is not affected by Shiny Charm. We did not get the Kyurem. Here's James. But it was Mewtwo because there's a lot of Psychic types. There's a lot of Psychic types. I believe only after Dragon, I believe, is the most numerous type among legendaries, and especially amongst Dynamax Adventure bosses. And Psychic is the second most numerous. Possibly Flying beats it, but I would confidently say Psychic is the second most numerous. Why would they do that? It's so weird. Because Ilka was the one that developed BDSP, not Pokemon Company. And likely, we don't actually know the exact reasoning, but I think the likely reasoning was Ilka saw people were complaining about how it's too easy to get shinies these days in Pokemon, so they just didn't have the Shiny Charm affect things because they saw people complaining, and then people complained that the Shiny Charm doesn't work, which I find hilarious. Hello there, me Pokemon, welcome back. We're on a wild hunt digging for info and found an old post by Anubis that the Shiny Charm and Sword and Shield does not affect static encounters except for the Swords of Justice. Like, go figure. The reason for that, you know, is due to the way static encounters are actually programmed. Static encounters, gift Pokemon, and a couple of other Pokemon their encounters are programmed differently than regular encounters. So because they go through a very different process of calculating the encounter, it sort of skips or cannot interact with the Shiny Charm. Like Fossil resetting is always full odds. It entirely bypasses the Shiny Charm. Again, gift Pokemon are programmed in a weird way because how fossils and how gift Pokemon are acquired. Exactly, man. Hello there, Raph. Welcome in. Also, a number of static Pokemon are actually shiny locked as well. So, the Galarian birds are shiny locked. The horses are shiny locked. Basically every legendary other than the Swords of Justice and the Regis are shiny locked. Can the Regis inside the temple? Yes, the Regis can be shiny. The Regis just are unaffected by the shiny charm. So again, it's weird. Programming is weird. This is why I don't try programming stuff, because it hurts my brain to think about programming. Computers hurt my brain, and I stick to pencil and paper for that reason. Because it hurts my brainy brain. Looks like I got 2 in one day. Wow. Nice. Very nice. 2 in a single day. That's some mega under odds. That is like turbo under odds. Fine, I can't use taunt anyway on you because you're a dark type. You're immune to status moves by me because prankster. I can't do anything to you anyway. Well, that's gonna flatline that thing. Yeah, I still don't know when we're gonna be shiny hunting the Regis. I need to mentally prepare for that hunt because I'm already like brain blasted. But it was 4 resets and Regi was wow. That's amazing. 4 resets. No ninjas, no whimsicant, no gloom. Oh, let's try the internet again. What? Okay, what the freak is going on with you, internet? What the freak is actually happening with you? Yes, the Swords of Justice are just programmed differently. I think largely it has to do with the Regis. You encounter them within the temples after triggering a thing. So that kind of almost makes them programmed as a gift Pokemon. Where the Swords of Justice probably don't have that same gift flag there. Yes, Red Truck. Okay, internet is just not working. What the freak? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try turning the switch off and turning it back on and see if that fixes the internet. Because that generally sometimes works. Sometimes. My recommendation, if you're going to be hunting any of the Regis, is to actually hunt them back in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Because, 1, it is a significantly faster soft reset. In terms of time, you know, the soft resets for turning your soft resetting your DS, well, 3DS, versus soft resetting your Switch actually do take longer. Well, 3DS is shorter than the Switch. Okay. Hello, Neo. We're trying to reset something because the internet is not working, and we're trying to get it to work. So I recommend, also on top of that, so it's faster reset clock, and you have the Shiny Charm back in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Now, if you... That was weird. Now, if you don't have the 3DS, that makes sense. You know, obviously you can't do that then. We are indeed closing in on 5.1K, not 1.5K, 5.1K. So I'm talking about yes, I got all of them except Regidrago, but I wish I had UMUS or 3DS. Yeah, that would indeed be a problem. What the frick is going on with the internet? Why is the interneting weird? Technology, stop being stupid. Here's what you got. That was fascinating. Well, I just clicked to go reset. I just clicked to reset. And the thing is, this is one of the first switches. This is not like an OLED or a light or this is your basic beginning of release switch. They screwed us on Skull. I'm actually okay with the Shiny Locks, and thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. The thing is, my stance on Shiny Locks I know is a lot different than most people, largely because the way that I see the Shinies is, it's really about the hunt itself and, like, the experiences along the hunt, and I don't really have a burning need or desire to use the Shinies. I do the hunts because it's fun and it's a good way of interacting with you guys, but in the grand scheme of things, I am purely function over form. You know, I don't mind if I battle with a shiny or if I battle with a non-shiny. In fact, actually, in most cases, I'll actually battle with my non-shinies because I have sentimental attachment to those non-shinies more than the shinies themselves. So it's really more about, like, the collecting rather than, like, the collecting and the experience along the way than, like, you know, the shiny coloration, which I'm okay with. The other part is it helps minimize hacking. It helps catch people who are shiny genning, which is the genning is thing. First edition, mine. I mean, I don't think it's like it's a first edition. Like it was, because the thing is, I did not buy this. My friend bought it when it first came out. Then, like, I think 2 years after they bought it, they were gonna get a new one, so they sold it to me for like $100. And you know, I've been having it ever since. So it's like it's old. It's an old one. To go to Master Ball tier. I just have everything. Screw this and Sword and Shield, everything. To go to Master Ball tier. Edition, unlock everything. Again, I'm okay with it, and thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. But yeah, again, my stance when it comes to shiny locking Pokemon, I know is vastly different than most people's, and that largely does come down to the way that I view shinies versus I know a lot of other people the way that they view shinies. We're gonna go for that Lickitung. But again, there's nothing wrong with it. Well, the thing is, the friend that sold me the Switch is the same friend that helped me make this channel. So it's like, they gave me a good deal intentionally. We'll go to Master Ball tier. We'll go to Master Ball tier. But yeah, no, again, I fully recognize my mentality when it comes to shiny Pokemon is vastly different than most people. And that's the beauty of Pokemon. Everyone does have their own very different reasonings for what they do and why they feel the way that they do. For me, I think a very important thing is catching shiny hackers and preventing hacked shinies from just flooding the internet. And not necessarily that should come at any cost, but like my threshold of what cost there is to catch shiny hacking is vastly higher than most people. You know, I mean, this is the absolute hyperbolic, just extreme exaggeration stance. I would entirely be okay with my shinies being quote-unquote devalued in whatever form that is, if it means shiny hacking will stop. You know, if I would entirely be okay with, I mean, again, this is the absolute hyperbolic one end of the spectrum, which they're never going to do, stance, again, to show my opposition of shiny hacking and just hacking in general, is I would be entirely okay with if shiny just didn't exist, or they just made shinies no longer a thing. It was like, it would literally, you could put a toggle on or off for your shiny colorations. And thank you very much, whoever subscribed, thank you. If that would mean shiny hacking stops. Which again, that is an extreme hyperbolic reaction to things. But that also does show the stance I take of there is no okay thing of shiny hacking. And that if that is what it takes to stop hacking and stop genning, I'm okay with it. I would rather have a Pokemon community where hacking and genning is not done than a community where it is done and shinies exist. Again, it's a very interesting, is really the only way that I can phrase it, way of approaching things. But that is the stance on the hill that I will fight to the bitter end on. One of my friends got a shiny Palkia on his first play of BDSP. Literally didn't even reset, and I swore he had a shiny to try and match his, and I have a chocolate, rock, and rusty metal. Nice. I'm not shiny looking legendaries because the cutscenes for legendary Pokemon suck. The thing is, shiny hacking is only a thing because people are lazy and want shinies. If they want shiny, they'll hunt it. That's why BDSP deal was nice. Yes, I entirely agree. You know, it's because the thing is, the only thing that devalues shinies is shiny hacking. When it comes to just increasing odds of shinies or decreasing the time required to get a shiny, that doesn't devalue a shiny. It is to a degree a sense of elitism within the shiny community that like they want all shinies to be the super rare thing, and well, not everyone. This is not applicable to every shiny hunter. I mean, there's a lot of shiny hunters like me. Like I'm okay with everyone getting shinies because that's the beauty of Pokemon, being able to share those experiences with everyone. However, there also are a lot of people who they think shinies should only be these, 1 in 8,000 encounter things that can take you weeks to months to get, so that, the journey is this long, arduous thing. The problem with that is, That's gatekeeping-ish. Well, not gatekeeping-ish, that is very gatekeeping. That prevents a lot of people from enjoying the hobby. And I think it is the better stance, is to, the morally correct route of things, is to open it up to as many people as possible. That way, as many people can shiny hunt as possible. So as many people can enjoy what you do as possible. Because in the end, it's not for everyone. Not everyone does want a shiny hunt. Hello there, Dave O'Shea. Welcome in. Are you okay? That thing was scared. I like to joke that Dialga taking its time. Yeah, I mean, Dialga is match time. It truly is the taking of its time. Only 25k. I love how Root just comes in at only 25k. Yeah, you're at what, like 60-something thousand for Altaria and still no Altaria? No taking this. But yeah, again, it's a very hyperbolic stance when it comes to, like, I would be okay with shinies being removed if it means shiny hacking would stop. But that is the extremes that I will go to. I've been wonder trading on Pokemon Shield, not expecting much, and I just got a hack shiny Tapu Koko. I'm sending to the Shadow Realm. Based. Very based. No switch. But yeah, no, it's... Because the thing is, for a long time, the only thing I ever knew about when it came to shiny Pokemon actually was shiny hacking. It's why until about, what, like 3 years ago, I actually had an intense disdain for shinies. It was only after meeting a friend from the Penn State Pokemon, from Penn State, who was a shiny hunter, that I actually discovered the true passion that was shiny hunting, and that shiny hunting wasn't, well, shiny Pokemon weren't just hacked. That there was the vastly larger, passionate community who enjoys shiny hunting for the sake of shiny hunting. And then I started shiny hunting myself, and I saw, like, okay, this is the better side of shiny hunting I didn't know exist. I was an anti of shiny hunting, and then I became a shiny hunter myself, because I saw this is what it truly is. Indeed, Jacob, it is El Bacon Wings. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to shiny hunt, want to enjoy the game. I don't like shiny hunt post game. Yes. A lot of people... I mean, the other thing is, a lot of people I know are very opposed to something like the Shiny Charm existing and things like Scarlet Violet having shinies in the overworld. I'm okay with it, because it opens it up to so many more people. I mean, you have a lot of people who have the ability to now shiny hunt. I don't try to handle post games with, yeah, a lot of things. I mean, I know people who do things like badge quests, where they will shiny hunt... Like, they will get a shiny before they do any gym battles. I know people who do that, and, like, I respect that. Like, shiny, I respect the heck out of people who do stuff like that. Because, like, I know I couldn't. Yeah, no, it's, again, I'm okay with that. I am always happy to see new people shiny hunting. I'm always happy to have people join in. Hello there, Elba Vasquez. Welcome in. Velasquez. Sorry, Vasquez. Briefly flicked over back to the alien brain, where one of the characters' name was Vasquez, when I saw the name. I really don't have a passion for shiny hunting, but I do like the Pokemon that especially shiny to build, especially me to hunt it. The Bacon Wings are for shiny and legendary. Nice. Now it's especially me now. Yes. For me, it is the journey of getting the shiny. It's the time I spend with you guys on the way to get the shiny, and less about the actual shiny itself. Because, for me... It's function over form. I would, and it's the same that applies with competitive Pokemon. Again, I used to be a competitive player before I became a shiny hunter, so for me, everything comes down to practicality. I've said before, and I will say again, when it comes to battling, I don't care if the best Pokemon in the metagame is the thing that has the coolest design, and, like, the best lore, and this and that and the other thing, or if it's literally just a floating black cube. Have you ever shiny hunter tried for Stones? Nah, not sure who that is, Alba. Not sure who that is. I don't really tend to watch a lot of shiny hunters unless they are friends of mine, and I just lurk in their streams most of the time. I don't really, like, engage too actively unless, like, it's Dynamax Adventures, because I'm much more of a lurker and just watch from a distance. Grand Mythical Journey. Hello, Dragon Spiral Tower. Fantastic location in any of the Pokemon games. Best art style of any monster tamer yet. Interesting. I will need to put that down on the list of things eventually to play. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more. I just hunt shinies and use Pokemon if they look cool. Yeah. Again, that's the great thing about Pokemon. There are so many different styles of how to play. And again, for me, I have a passion for battling. So for me, it's I want to make a team that I know, understand, and can win with. I mean, I will, of course, mix in Pokemon that I do like, but a lot of the Pokemon I like are Pokemon that I've actually gained a fondness for through battling. So it's like, I mean, I love Gastrodon, but I love Gastrodon because I've used it in things like draft leagues, in things like battling in VGC matches, where it just had a lot of fun with it. So it's like, I really like this thing, I want to use it more. What monster games is that? Pokemon, obviously, but also, have you ever heard of Fossil Fighters? Have you ever heard of a game called Fossil Fighters and Fossil Fighters Champions? Because we are a big fan of those games, as well as Fossil Fighters Frontier. Look into that. I need to get back to trying more of them, because we literally did an entire review of the two games and like why they are they or are they not Pokemon clones. It was my first ever shiny I've gotten on my own, or did a special place to me because I like Shaman. He was adorable. Indeed. Shaman is a nightmare creature when it comes to battling because of Shaman's Skyform. Serene Grace, Seed Flare is absolutely nightmare-inducing. It's like freaking Togekiss on roids, and I love it. Unfortunately, Shaman is weak to my main Glaceon, base point, Infernape is wrong. I love that. I mean, Infernape is good against both of them. The issue bridge is, well, one, I mean, I think you'd enjoy our Fossil Fighters Let's Play series we did. Actually, the playlist of everything was there. The issue is the rights of Fossil Fighters are not owned by, and thank you very much, whoever just subscribed, is Fossil Fighters' rights are kind of in, like, legal limbo, which is also a large part of the reason why Fossil Fighters Frontier was such a different game than first Fossil Fighters and later Champions, because the two studios that made the game split, so they had to differentiate things pretty drastically in not a very good way, I should add. The other part is, this is kind of the issue with a lot of DS games coming onto the Switch, is a lot of DS games were based around the touchscreen, and thank you very much whoever just subscribed. A lot of them were based around the touchscreen, and you can't map the touchscreen onto something like a controller for the same way that you had, say, some things in BDSP mapped on there. Because what you need to do is, you need to make the games playable in handheld, and in handheld as in like handheld Switch, and also in docked mode. So you can't really have things that are only touchscreen, which would itself be a problem. You have to release a special peripheral for that, but that would be its own peripheral for like a specific game, and that would further diminish people's ability to actually play the game and buy it. That's like something that has historically happened with a number of gaming systems, is peripherals are a problem. Thank you very much, Britt. Thank you. So again, it's legal issues on top. It's legal issues on top of just functionalities. It's largely the same reason why a Pokemon Ranger remake is very, very difficult. Because again, just the way the game plays and the way the game is designed was specifically with the touchscreen in mind. You can't really map that to a controller scheme and have the game be preserved. I have to ask what you're going to do. I love BDSP. I think BDSP is a great game. It is the remake that improves the originals the most. Why not make a universal add-on that could run Fighter Spectral? Well, again, that's the issue. Is it would need to be a new peripheral, and people would have to buy this peripheral. They would need to develop this peripheral, which would be a lot of money, especially this late in the Switch's life cycle, because we already know the Switch 2 is coming out next year. No shiny El Bacon Wings. You know, we already know that the Switch 2 is coming out. They would need to develop an entirely new peripheral. People need to buy that peripheral to be profitable. And something like that is just, it disincentivizes people from like developing a system like that, because it's a lot more expensive. They wouldn't simply make a lot of money on it. You know, as much as we like to think that game devs make games and make things that we like to play for, you know, entertainment and because of the craft, there is also the very significant mental cold calculus of simply profit margins. These might be the only game... BSP might be the only game that I'll get the other game for, but that will be later. I mean, I like BDSP because my first Pokemon game that I played in full was actually Diamond and Pearl. And Platinum was one of the first games I actually played, like, you know, in large capacity. So let's try to connect the internet again, see if this will work. And I remember, I mean, I think analytically about things. For me, it's less about nostalgia, and I'm actually someone who's very, very anti-nostalgia. Hello there, Pokemon Pro. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm someone who is very anti-nostalgia in the sense of I don't like to let nostalgia blind me to whether something is good or not. You know, obviously there's things I love because of nostalgia. You know, again, that's how literally everything is. Internet is not connecting. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. However, at the same time, I also recognize when nostalgia is impacting something, and I am able to disassociate myself from that nostalgia to look at something objectively. And that's one of the reasons why, like, when I look at a lot of the Monster vs. Godzilla movies, Monster vs. Godzilla is probably my favorite iteration of Godzilla there is. I think in some ways it is the best iteration of Godzilla for a couple of purposes. However, I don't think it is the definitive best in every single way. There's a lot of other iterations that do a lot of other things better. And I can't do it. I mean, on top of that, like, I love the movies, but I will also full blast the movies in they've got a lot of stupid things in them. Which, when we get around to reviewing, especially King of the Monsters, I'm going to be going full bore, absolute blast on them. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Azumarill. Hello there, Sorenburn. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, no, I remember a lot of the issues that were present in the original Diamond and Pearl games, and that BDSP took what was in the originals, and it added in everything that was gameplay changing from Platinum, and then added even more. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed, and we have just hit our next sub goal. Many, many thanks. Okay, do we go Weezing or do we go Galv? I think we go things. We did indeed. I am horrible when it comes to nicknames. I am probably one of the worst people to ask when it comes to nicknames. I mean, that's the reason why whenever I do anything with Pokemon and I add nicknames, I always ask, like, you guys for nicknames. Because I absolutely turbo suck when it comes to names. But yeah, no, it's a lot of the issues I know people have with BDSP. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. I know a lot of people have issues with BDSP largely because it wasn't in Platinum skin, and the main thing is that if something is problematic only because of a skin, a veneer of nostalgia, then that doesn't mean that it was good. Hello there, Amazon. Welcome in. Like, the best way I compare it is this. If having the aesthetics of Sinnoh in BDSP being the Platinum Sinnoh aesthetics would make the game go from being this is a bad game to this is a great game, you're not actually looking at the game for the quality of its own content. You're looking at the game purely through the lens of nostalgia. Because in the end, that is simply a coat of paint. It's like saying this Legend of Zelda game is bad because Link's tunic is blue, not green. Like, it's completely nonsensical. You know, you're saying the main reason that the game is bad not because of the quality of its content, but because it doesn't have a color scheme you like. Now, there's something said about the atmosphere of BDSP not being as good because Platinum did have a better atmosphere. That is definitely a valid argument. However, to say that that on its own makes the game bad is an exaggeration. It is overstating the problem when, yes, atmosphere is a thing, But to disregard all the other improvements in terms of practicality for simple aesthetics is kind of, you're missing the forest of the trees. Referencing upset people about. Not even that. I didn't even know people were upset about Breath of the Wild. I've heard nothing but adoration about Breath of the Wild. I'm using that as an illustrator of kind of almost how ridiculous the idea is that a color scheme determines whether a game is good or bad. You know, I mean, like, the reason I didn't use Mario is Mario has a number of different outfits that are of different color schemes. So it's like, you know, saying, well, Mario isn't red. It's like, well, he's not red in a number of different things because a number of different power-ups give him different color schemes. And like, you know, Shadow, not Sonic, like Sonic doesn't change colors. But Link does change colors. Said it was interesting. We're talking about BDSP, actually. It's pronounced A-Maze-O-X. Oh, thank you. I'm very bad with names. Well, no, Yveltal's in our rotation, Juan. BDSP wasn't perfect. Yeah, but I mean, nothing is perfect, Neo. There is no anything that is perfect. There is one thing that I think does get close to being perfect, and that is actually one particular move that we're going to be talking about on the secondary channel. And I mean, I'm not going to be saying what that is because, again, there's a whole video dedicated to specifically that. But that is the closest thing to perfect there is, and even then, that thing has its issues. Yeah, remember, we do a 3-day rotation. It's a 3-day rotation. It's Yveltal, then it is Yveltal, Latios, Kyrem, then back to Yveltal. And we did Latios on Thursday. We did Kyrem yesterday, and now we're back to Yveltal. Yveltal. I've noticed that Dynamax is just Pokemon Attack on Titan. I mean, it's more so Godzilla than Attack on Titan. It is more so Godzilla. A lot of people like saying with like data these isn't perfect. I need to check for some but yeah, no, it's nothing is perfect. Fundamentally, nothing is perfect. To say that something is perfect, I think, is inherently an incorrect statement because, again, nothing is perfect. Well, there are two sides of this coin. Diamond and Pearl may have its problems with Platinum with Beloved. I do love BDSP, but never got to play Return, so I'm biased for Platinum. Hello there, Kitty Cat. Welcome in. Yeah, my stance is mostly everything that BDSP, everything that Platinum added, BDSP has. You just raise a brand new Pokemon Battle gimmick. I would have none of them. I don't like Pokemon Battle gimmicks. I am very, very, very firmly opposed to Pokemon Battle gimmicks. I named my stupid rival Game End itself because stupid enough to lose a Pokemon to Berry. But yeah, no, it included a lot of elements from Platinum. The only things that it didn't include from Platinum were just simply the aesthetics. Aesthetics and one particular thing, which was the third Cyrus battle. But again, the third Cyrus battle doesn't really change a whole lot. It's one extra battle. In exchange for, you get Diamond and Pearl with every Pokemon Platinum added, with the Platinum Gym Leader rematches, with the Platinum Elite Four and Champion rematches, with new additional battles. Thank you very much, whoever disrespect. Like in BDSP, you get to fight you get to fight Dawn and Lucas in BDSP. You never got to fight them before. They expanded the battle tower. You now get to fight people like Cyrus. You get to fight the Team Rocket Team Galactic Commanders. You get to fight a lot of really cool people again. You get to interact with a lot more things. Yes, it doesn't have the skin of Platinum. Especially things like, yes, it doesn't have the Distortion World. And I know a lot of people love the Distortion World. I love the Distortion World. But it's also worth remembering, nothing will ever be able to recapture the first experience of the Distortion World. The first time we saw the Distortion World back in Platinum, the fear, the confusion, the anxiety, the simple unknown, you will never be able to recapture that. Even if there was a super HD remaster of that game where it had the Distortion World, like just pure absolute HD. And that was the original game we got first for any game of Sinnoh on the Switch. it would never have hit the same for people. The reason why people go nuts for it when people made something like Luminescent Platinum is because the internet stoked the fires of wanting something like that, and then it created something to satisfy that desire. It's a little bit different than if it was just the first thing given out. It's kind of a similar thing to if you know about the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. The Snyder cut of Justice League would not be nearly as beloved if it was the original Justice League cut that we got. It was because people were dissatisfied with the Justice League, as it is popularly known, that the Snyder cut became so beloved. Because it filled a void that people were told existed. I mean, I had definitely had the issues with the Justice League cut because it didn't have the same tone as, you know, the rest of the DCEU, and Zack Snyder was his vision for the thing. However, it was all been seen positively, but not nearly as positively. I have been interested to see the short with BDSP, but I could see it as Ramon most part was there. Yeah, your expectations. Exactly. I mean, BDSP's expectations are just way too high. I have around 800 shinies, Demon. I do. BDSP was so underleveled. Yeah. In Sinnoh games, you're generally underleveled. Sinnoh is the game that has the most aggressive level spiking of any Pokemon game there is. And that was true even in the original Sinnoh games, which is a problem of the original Sinnoh games themselves, is just the insane level spiking. That was something that the EXP all being present at all times in BDSP actually largely fixes. My first shiny I ever found was a shiny Onyx that knocked out my entire team, which I do not have. Because it knocked my entire team out, I failed it. That was a little bit of a heartbreak. Thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Many, many thanks. My favorite shiny is shiny Gigalith, not shiny Metagross. Whatever Maylene, she is the hardest BDSP thing send you. She was stiff. It will send you. She was the first hurdle. No, there were many other hurdles BDSP sent you before Maylene. The first hurdle was Gardenia. Gardenia was very much the first hurdle. Maylene's just like the most notable because it is where things like, remember, you gotta remember, Gardenia, her Rose Raid is a fully evolved Pokemon at the second gym. It has Technician, and it's got a 90 base power special grass move. Is it 90 or 60? Again, on top of Technician, so it's all of its moves under 60 base power, you get a power bonus. Like, unless you're going in with, you got Chimchar, or you're going with, like, freaking bug flying types, you're getting demolished by that thing, just in pure... Again, 125 base special attack on that thing with a timid nature and special attacking EVs. I think that's a nightmare. I had a Crobat for Gardenia and it worked on me. Yeah. Yeah, if you're going in with something like that for Gardenia, yeah, you're going to demolish Gardenia, because that's just, you're outstatting her at that point. But in general, most people aren't going to have something like a Golbat, or not Golbat, Crobat for Gardenia that early. Thorntail is a Pokemon game that I play that haven't found any Pokemon yet. Is it Technician or Technician? Yes! Technician is Rosemary's hidden ability. A lot of Pokemon in BDSP that have their hidden abilities, a lot of Pokemon in BDSP actually have their hidden abilities. Not all of them have their natural abilities. I always pick Charmander, maybe I should go BDSP with others. I mean, I love all the starters in Sinnoh. Sinnoh is the first game where I love, BDSP Sinnoh. Should give that correction. BDSP Sinnoh is the first, well, not first time. Sinnoh is the first generation where I love all of the starters and can enjoy using them in a playthrough because of BDSP. Prior to BDSP, I don't really have a fun time using Empoleon in a playthrough just because Empoleon's moveset is actually hot garbage. But since, you know, BDSP's changes were made, like, it actually is a lot better to use an Empoleon because they made some changes to its moveset. I found a shiny from Sword and Shield, the Dynamax Adventures, so you don't lose your mind. I mean, I've already lost my mind. What's your opinion on challenges people do like that challenge music? They're not really my cup of tea, Neo. Mostly because the way that I derive challenge from Pokemon is competitive play, so playing against actual people. I find the NPC to be significantly less challenging because the NPC is static, it is predictable, and they can only operate within very limited parameters. They have static teams. They can't... Like, I mean, the phrase from the first Iron Man movie where Rhodey is saying, you know, basically a drone won't be as advanced as an actual pilot because it can't look into a situation and interpret beyond the obvious. And that is exactly the reason why I prefer playing as, like, real people. Because a real person, a real battler, will always be able to look at your team and just in the background is figuring out, okay, what does this person have? What are they going to be trying to do? They're trying to out-predict you. A computer can't out-predict you in the same way a real person can. Again, randomizers are the same way, whereas, like, it's just the computer can't out-predict you. They can't predict what you're going to be having, what you're going to be doing. Thorn Shield might be bad, but I agree. If you had a shiny Thorn Shield, I'll speak to. Yeah, I mean, I love all three starters in Sinnoh. Chimchar is very much the best. Oh, nice, 2 Plume Fossils based. But, yeah, no, I'm a big fan of all three of them. All of them can have a good time. All of them are actually very strong, and BDSP actually made all of them really good. But yeah, the hardest one I would say is probably if you pick Torterra, because later game Torterra does start sort of struggling. But even, like, both of them are still pretty good. Like, all of them are actually quite good. Mezzo update, holy crap, an Entralink mission. Not only are the shiny spots, we also get the same items. The way to get a farm of 5 fossils based. But yeah, no, challenge runs aren't my kind of thing, but I know that a lot of people do enjoy them. And again, that's the beauty of Pokemon, that everyone does have their own things that they enjoy doing. Randomizers is a hard-hacked Pokemon. I don't look at myself that entertaining. Yeah, randomizers aren't really my cup of tea. Again, I understand the appeal of them. But my kind of thing is I prefer the games straight on. Galvantula. I see a Galvantula. For gameplay, lore, or world building? Well, world building and lore are kind of the same thing. No, my favorite Pokemon game is a tie between Black and White and Scarlet Violet. Yeah, gameplay and lore / world building, those are interesting. Because it depends. Because for me, it's a ratio. You know, there's very much a ratio between. There's very much a ratio between them, where on one end something can have very good lore and very good storytelling and world building, but if its gameplay isn't the best, I will lose interest because I just don't have the ability. Like, if I don't enjoy playing the game, I'm not going to be as motivated to learn the lore. And sort of on the converse example is if the gameplay is really fun, but like the lore and world building isn't up to scratch, then I will lose interest in subsequent playthroughs, or like I will lose interest in subsequently replaying the game. So it's a little bit of both, I guess. In general, I would say gameplay is a bit more important for me, because gameplay is what keeps me engrossed in the game to learn the lore. But there's also a lot of times where I have actually learned the lore of a series before ever getting involved in a game. Metroid was one where I learned a lot of the lore of Metroid before I actually played the game. And it was like, I love this. I want to play the game because of the lore. So again, it's a bit of a balancing act. For me, there is no set one way or the other. One world building is very fine, but it means both. Yeah, exactly. For me, it's okay. This goes into something on the secondary channel that I'm going to eventually introduce. By the way, we have 2 channels. One of them is Metamax's. The second is our movie review channel, Max Allo, where I'm planning on introducing the Godzilla -1 versus Age of Extinction scale, the sliding scale of Godzilla -1 versus Transformers Age of Extinction, and the Pacific Rim Theorem, which is kind of like that for movies, where if you lean so far to one that it negatively affects the other, it's not going to be good. Entralink farming, fossil farming type-based. Can I get a good fire type, sir? For what thing, Poke SFC? For what game? You're building a team into the battle tower in BDSP. Do the level of... No. In the battle tower, your levels do not matter. Not metal. Everything is static set to level 50 in the battle tower. So having, level 100 just doesn't matter. The only sort of way that levels do matter is if you're doing bottle caps to max out your IVs. If I can suggest something that would do with the second channel, maybe give your opinion. That's an idea. That's an idea. I have debated on doing something akin to that. Let me write that down. I'm gonna go for Stone Edge. See, what is it? Writing world building tips. Because for me, like, world building and the little details are a big, like, thing that just sort of suck me in a lot more. Again, I will always bring this back up, is in X-Men X2, X-Men United, there's a part where Wolverine grabs a bottle of soda, and again, it's warm soda because it was in the top cabinet. He gives it to Iceman, Iceman blows on it and just flash freezes it so it's nice and chilled immediately. I love little details like that, because what it shows is the writers are actively thinking, how would these people use their powers? What is it that people would actually do in this setting if they had these things? And like that kind of world building and lore makes something truly pretty good. I know legendaries are allowed in the battle tower. Legendaries are very much permitted in the battle tower. There's only a select subset of legendaries which are not permitted. And those are the restricted legendaries. Basically, the legendaries that you're not allowed to bring into the battle tower are the base, like, what, 660 and above. So, no Mewtwo, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza, Giratina, Dialga-Palkia, none of those. Those are not allowed in. But something like Latios, Latias, Zapdos, those are perfectly fine. And actually, those are actually some of the best Pokemon to use in them, are actually things like Latios and Latias. You need to watch the scene you talked about. But it's great. Like, the X-Men movies... No, mythicals are flat out banned. Mythicals are not legendaries. I mean, like, the X-Men movies are, like, absolutely fantastic movies for, like, those little stupid details. I call them, like, little stupid details because, again, they're little tiny things that, can come off as seeming quite dumb, but actually, again, they make the immersion. I don't know where I've heard it, but I've heard some say IVs are not as important as... Yes, that is correct. IVs are not as important as EVs and nature. Because you gotta remember, in the grand scheme of things, your IVs at level 50 are only 15 stat points at Asms. Yes, Moltres would be legal. Your IVs at level 50 are only 15 stat points. Compared to effort values, where effort values at that point would be, let me just do some quick math, and by quick math, I mean I'm going to go punch this in to Google Calculator. Whereas EVs at that point are, 32 stat points. So yeah, it's more than double. And depending on the Pokemon's actual stat itself, your nature is a 10% stat. So again, it's more impactful to actually have your effort values and your natures. But I mean, IVs are still something that people like to have in there because, again, it can be helpful if you just want to outspeed something by 1. It's good to have, but it's not as necessary. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. Yeah, no, Mew is not legal because it is a mythical. All mythicals are blanket banned from VG from the battle facilities. Oh, good special attack bonus. I like that. Okay, so okay. If we can knock it out this turn, we should be fine. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, Quicksilver and that one part of it. Yeah, like, I love it. Like, little things like that are what make, you know, fiction for me. It's the little tiny details that just suck you in and keep your attention. And I love it. And we need more things like that. Because again, it makes things so much more interesting. Yeah, because we are not going to be able to knock this thing out this turn. I'm thinking we should Pokemon comics on the board a bit more. I mean, again, comics are fun. World building is always a good thing. I love world building. But yeah, no, I mean, gameplay for me, I think gameplay for me is probably more important than world building, because world building matters for me for like replay value. Where initial playing of something, it is very much the gameplay that dominates that. But yeah, like, there's a point where like world building can compensate for less than stellar gameplay, where kind of in sort of a weird thing, gameplay also for me can kind of counterbalance less than stellar world building. And this whole reason I really love Call of Duty Zombies. Yeah, writing it into world with these sometimes it's talk too much. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that myself. That's mood. Good, we got rid of that. We got rid of the freaking Maractus. I'm okay with this. But anyway, again, it's a sliding scale for everybody. Everyone has their own different stuff and things when it comes to that. I guess the amount of more anime guys, so I think that's right. Yeah. I mean, again, for me, it's a different thing for everything. I like lore, I like world building, and for a game, I think it is a bit of a sliding scale with movies and TV shows and entertainment as a whole. I think lore and world building are definitely very important. Yes, Metagross is legal for the Battle Tower. All pseudo-legendaries are legal. Charm. Why is it going for Charm instead of Rising Voltage? I mean, it's good that you outspeed it. Okay, we outspeed it as well. Please paralyze. Yo, we ballin'. We indeed ballin'. And if you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. Well, now you're forced into going for attacking moves. I'm okay with this. How many protagonist Pokemon characters can you name? Red Leaf / Green, because it's technically the same character. Well, they technically are different protagonists, technically. Ethan, Gold, Lyra, Chris, May, Brendan, Lucas, Dawn, Nathan, Rosa. I know that Hilda and Hilbert. Callum, Serena, Ilios, Celine. I don't know the ones from Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Gloria, Victor, Florian, Juliana, I believe the ones from Skull Violet. Akari, I think, is the one from Legend Arc, the female. I don't remember the male one from that. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. Hello there. I don't remember the male character's name from Legends Arceus. I know Akari is the female one's because it's similar to Dawn's name, which I know in Japanese is Hikari, which means like light, but I mean it's literally Dawn. So like I know that one. I vaguely know which some of those. But the other ones I don't actually know entirely. Israel. Okay. Yeah, I'm not the most familiar on some of those ones, because I'm surprised I knew that many, actually. I'm actually surprised I knew that many. And we got game ended right there, unfortunately. Yikes. Many thanks, many thanks. That's a lot more than I expected I would know. Good to know. Is there any way to stop the moves getting changed when moving Pokemon? No. There is no way to stop Pokemon's moves getting changed. The main reason for that is Pokemon Home is a way of stopping Pokemon from not having is a way of stopping Pokemon from having legacy moves. Yes, we are going for El Bickenwing. We are going for El Bickenwing. Are you connected to the internet? Remember, you gotta make sure you're connected to the internet if you want to do something like that. Legacy moves are moves that Pokemon had in older games, or at least in different games, that they do not have access to in, well, another game. So basically, Eruption Heatran isn't the thing that ruined it. It was a couple of different things. But Eruption Heatran is a very classic example of that, where Heatran only got Eruption via a Pokemon a Pokemon Ranger special event, and there was no other way of getting Heatran to know Eruption, and it was very limited availability on a lot of people, and you couldn't teach it naturally within in-game. So legacy moves are basically moves that Pokemon don't have access to within the game itself, and a lot of official Pokemon is set up in a way where nowadays, actually because of stuff like the Heatran and because of things like that Follow Me Magmar from XD Gale of Darkness, that the Pokemon are only usable if they're obtainable within the game itself, which they then later modified with things like Pokemon Home to just Pokemon Home removes all legacy moves entirely, so it gets around that problem. Thank you very much, Frederick. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, it's not that they're hard to get, it's that you can't get them within a singular game. You need multiple games, which at that point, if you're having, oh yeah, this Pokemon gets, knockoff or gets this move back, 7 generations ago, a very strong case can be made that that is essentially pay to win. That the person who has the most money can go buy all the necessary consoles and games, transfer them up to those games, and then just win with it. Are both of you guys connected to the internet, Nathan? You guys got to make sure you're both connected to the internet. Okay, why is the internet not working? This is infuriating. Are you making sure that you guys both type in the link code correctly? Because it could be that you might be typoing one of the letters or digits. Okay, internet is not wanting to connect me. I mean, it could also be you guys are also having some internet issues, because we've been having internet issues like kind of all day. And thank you very much, whoever just subscribed. I'll go for the Clefable. It's probably the best safest option. Hello there, Inka. Welcome in. It's good to see you again. Yeah, no, it's... I mean, I'm okay with legacy moves no longer being a thing. Nintendo seems to be having some trouble. Okay, so it's on a Nintendo end then? So it's not a me thing? Okay, that's good. I was a little bit worried because we have had in the past various technical glitchiculties. And I'm not a fan of the technical glitchiculties. Virizion is a Gen 5 Legendary, so assuming it won't be... Yes, you are not able to bring Virizion into BDSP. BDSP is everything Gen 1 to Arceus. Nothing from Gen 5 or beyond. It is only Gen 1, 2, 3, and 4 Pokemon. Also, I mean, a lot... I don't really understand this, but I know a lot of people were upset that Sylveon was not in BDSP when I was like, there's nothing other than that. Why would Sylveon be in the game? I never understood that. Well, the thing is, it's not connected to the internet, Inca. We are not able to actually connect with people. I've been seeing it here and there in a few other places. Okay, so it's just a generalized internet thing then? Okay, that's at least somewhat reassuring. Also, I'll be back in a second. I have to go get some more water, because it is important to hydrate, if only to outlive your enemies. I will leave you in the very capable hands of the true brains behind the operation here, the Allosaurus. And we are back before the turn ended. Let me actually just go open the window, because it's getting a bit stuffy in here. And it's nice and cool outside. Just let the room breathe a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna think. It could be. I mean, we're here in the US of A, and we're having a little bit of internet Wi-Fi issues. Please start yourself in confusion, Ada King. Please, 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 please. Avalanche. A little bit of decent damage. A little bit of decent damage. Weeball. I looked it up on a website. It looks like it's down for a lot of people. Okay, so it's not just me then. Okay. Wow. Hello there, J-Rad of Man Guy. How do you do today? Runs my Pokemon through game. They do not keep their health items, no. If a Pokemon is holding items, if a Pokemon is holding an item in the game that it's initially coming from, the item will just be returned to the bag of the person in the game. So it doesn't actually do a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. It is a stuff of things. Follow me. Okay, we're just gonna blast this thing. Wow. Let's go. Wow. Yeah, we're doing good. We're balling. Oh yeah. So I have been working on some projects for the secondary channel, which are going well. 95% of the ports are server problem. Okay, so it's not just a me thing. It is not just a personalized Max's skill issue. Because I was very much wondering if this was a Max's skill issue, and it is. Okay. Just out and about free. Oh, it is Shedinja Day. Interesting. Do I take this? No, I'm not gonna take this. I'll let the NPC air bots. 1 cucumber, 1 salt. Topical cucumbers, considering J-Rad is here. Topical. Do I hold on to this the whole... Yep, I'm holding on to this the whole time, because I got a Lorb. Ponder the Lorb. We ponder the Lorb. But yeah, no, we are doing good. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of ideas for the secondary channel involving some Godzilla. Why is that topical? Because wah. Cucumber, you said wah. Also the taco PFP you have. Right? Ina's the one that doesn't like the cucumbers, right? Right? I know Raura doesn't like the cucumbers, but Ina's also the one with the cucumber thing, right? I'm not remembering that incorrectly, am I? Right? Right? Oh, yeah, for those who don't know, the VTuber Brain Rot is strong with this one. Also, again, what is more lethal, the VTuber Brain Rot or the Xenoblade Brain Rot or the JoJo Brain Rot? Oh, I only know Gura. Well, Gura's part of that, the first generation of the VTuber ones. Gura was at the same time as Ina. I guess that was... It does indeed. I just realized Violet, I'm at 99999. Yeah, I've maxed out my stuff in Scarlet Violet for a while. VTuber is... Yeah. People in general are saying that it is the VTuber Brain Rot is worse. So I am inclined to agree the VTuber Brain Rot is worse. Can I for chat? We've been successfully... Yes. Yes, Jared has successfully dragged me into the VTuber Brain Rot rabbit hole. He dragged me kicking and screaming. Okay, good. I did not get an accuracy debuff. I have 300 rare candies. Nice. Yeah, what I did was I mean, 'cause I have a obsession with the item printer. What I did is I would just go print items with the item printer, and I would just go sell them all off. So what I did was I just sold all my items off I got from the item printer and just bought 999 of every food ingredient and every pick type that was relevant for me in Scarlet Violet, so I just don't need to go restock my supplies. Which is funny, because anytime that I'm actually doing anything with sandwiches, more or less, which is generally eggs these days, I just go and I buy any of the sandwiches that give egg power too. I'm lazy. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Yes. Also, Jared, thank you for your assistance in the thing that you are familiar with and the thing you know about that no one else does know about. Your assistance with that has been much appreciated. I'll give him that. I keep running out of condiments. Hit enter instead of space. Yep, I feel that. Yeah, the reason I did that is because you get so many things that are sell-fodder items from the item printer. Like, you get nuggets, big nuggets, and just, you don't need that many. So what I did is, I'm just gonna go sell them all off, and I can use that to just fund my item necessarily. Like, I also use it to just buy a whole bunch of Pokeballs of various typings. It's so good. It's one of the reasons, because I mean, also what I do, I also use to fund my competitive Pokemon addiction, where I use that to buy all the necessary vitamins. The only thing in Pokemon that money is incapable of buying are effort value resetting items yet. I am hoping when it comes to Generation 10, they add an item like Fresh Start Mochi, or they add the effort value reduction berries, or just some new item that takes the place of the effort value reduction berries into the stores. They did that with Scarlet Violet with adding in the nature mints. So again, they're slowly learning. Like, that's one thing that a lot of people will kind of conveniently ignore when it comes to Pokemon games, is Pokemon has routinely updated its quality of life mechanics and its quality of life systems for players. And they are slowly getting better and better and better and better and better. Ogre Ousting tomorrow's. Yes, Ogre Ousting is tomorrow, Ash. Tomorrow will be the ousting of the ogres. Grathglide. For those who don't know, we do Ogre Ousting every Sunday because I need more and more Fresh Start Mochi. I'm going to be in 3 different draft leagues coming up, so I'm going to need all the Mochi in existence. How did I predict someone asking that? Well, I mean, it's a topical question, considering in general, Ogre Ousting streams generally become a fiasco. So it is topical. It is generally very topical. Attack order. Why did I go for attack order and not go for, like, freaking do a wing beat? Strange. I'm actually only done Ogre Ousting once. I enjoy Ogre Ousting, but I get why people don't care for it. Oh, I hope Nintendo... Yeah, I'm thinking that... I mean, if the internet is not fixed tomorrow, we will not do Ogre Ousting. We'll just do some more shiny hunting on Sunday if we don't have that. We'll just probably go do some Lugia shiny hunting back in Soul Silver, if they are still down. But, I mean, if they're not down, then we will go for Ogre Ousting. But again, that's going to be a thing of if they are working, which is kind of an important topical thing. But yeah, we will need to wait and see, try and fluff around and find out, and see what we can find. Rar Yvelbird. Yeah, again, we're not going to waste the day. If we don't have anything, if we don't have internet, we're just going to go do some shiny Lugia hunting in Soul Silver. It's topical. It's a plan. It's part of the plan. We got stratagems. Well, the thing is, unless you're the one that made the unless you're the person that made the lobby, and I think even if you have the lobby and you reset and turn it off, it actually will delete it. Because union circles are different, and you can't run away from it, because if you run away, it'll actually just wipe it from existence. So you're gonna need to catch the thing. You're gonna need to catch the thing. Because if you're in a union circle, it will just simply delete it. I am still checking the Entralink discovery. I feel like Indiana Jones of Gen 5. Magical Space Jellyfish didn't want to shine. I feel that. Hello there, Blastbun. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, the Space Jellyfish doesn't want to shine. Like Ogre Ousting, but it's definitely something I don't. Yeah, Ogre Ousting is designed to have friends. Oh, yes, very good. Yeah, Ogre Ousting is a good idea. It has its issues, but I think the idea of it is good, and it makes me hopeful that in Generation 10 we are going to be getting some minigame elements, because the minigames are always quite fun. Me and my 3 friends were doing into a Luxray outbreak and got 4 Luxray in 2 minutes. Nice. I love monotone shinies. And I found a lucky power as boost fossils or just some random encounters. Fun. No Need a King. No Pancake Sunfisk. No Mentine. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing to check out to see if you got one of those, because the thing is, they are programmed and rolled differently. That's a good thing to check out. I love Totodile. I love Totodile. But yeah, here's kind of the unfortunate thing. I would love for more minigames in Generation 10, but some probably have any... Well, the thing is, they had side attractions in Sword and Shield and now in Scarlet Violet as well, which do give you access to competitive grade prep things. So, I think it's actually quite likely we are going to be getting something like that. Because you gotta remember, we had Dynamax Adventures in Sword and Shield. We had Dynamax Adventures here, and then in Scarlet Violet, we got access to something in Ogre Ousting. And Dynamax Adventures is the method of getting the ability patch. It actually was the only method of getting the ability patch. It was an alternative method of getting the ability capsule, and actually a way of grinding for a lot of the competitive prep items, the vitamins. Now, you just get those from the store, but now in Ogre Ousting, which is added in Generation 9, you have access to the Fresh Start Mochi, which is really the only thing unique to Ogre Ousting. Now, you do have the effort value reduction berries, which are obtainable in a lot of different ways. However, the ability to get those things speaks volumes. That they are adding in ways of obtaining. So again, I think we're probably going to be getting something in Generation 10 that is a viable version of effort value reduction items. So again, what are we going to get? I have no clue. You know, again, we simply don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful. But again, Pokemon has very much understood they do need to add in better player QOL items. Better QOL system, not items. In the sense of the entire Scarlet Violet is a good mini-game thing, where you can play the good game, yes. Yeah, the only tricky issue is that if you have a mini-game side attraction, you will probably need to add in something that is exclusive to said mini-game side attraction. And if you have things that are exclusive to mini-game side attractions, that can make people not really want to go do those things. So again, it's a bit of a balancing act. So, I'm hopeful, but we don't know what we're going to be getting. We just don't know. It could be fun, though. It could be very fun. And I look forward to seeing what Generation 10 brings. I'm just hoping Gen 10 doesn't bring in any super mechanics. That is my one hope for Gen 10. But, I mean, granted, if VGC continues to stay in the condition it is in right now, with, you know, basically needing to go to every single event in order to qualify, I don't think I'm going to be as love lost for that not being a thing with super mechanics. I'm only done 10 too, but kind of make it too high. Well, the thing is, I think at this point, Pokemon Company has realized having super mechanics is not a good thing. That I think they're starting to realize that it is inherently unsustainable to keep creating battle gimmicks because it is a very short-term solution. What it does is it gets a lot of player interest, especially if you're doing nostalgia callbacks with it. But in the grander scheme of things going forward, it'll create more divisiveness within the community. We saw this with Mega Evolutions and then Z-moves and Dynamaxing, that it created a lot of the infighting and further increased factionalism within the community. Like, the biggest example of this is look how just the community turned, like, look how vitriolic the community was in the lead up to Sword and Shield. You had, you know, a lot of places and a lot of people were basically calling each other out on, you know, here's why you're a horrible person if you think Sword and Shield's a good game, you know, and things like that. The community was just in a free-for-all hemoglobin bath. Just, it was, everyone was basically out to get everyone else, and it was not what the Pokemon community should be, which is a united and respectful group of, like, we all enjoy different things about Pokemon, and we can coexist respectfully. Nice, I wish the best of luck on that gaming. Which again is like, I think that they're starting to realize that having these kind of things, it furthers that division, and I mean, and I will definitely say that is something the Pokemon Company themselves is guilty of stoking. I mean, they have for a very long time leaned pretty heavily on nostalgia bait. I mean, they generally have marketed a lot of the games with nostalgia bait, and now it's coming around to bite them in the butt. So, in a lot of ways, yes, it is their own fault. But at the same time, I'd say it's like 20% their fault, and 80% the community is not behaving properly. Like the community has definitely not been behaving in any very respectful way for a long time. But again, there's more that can be done to stop it happening. I think I'll buy Pokemon Shield so I can shiny hunt Regidrago. Well, here's the thing. You don't actually need to buy the other version to get the other legendary huntable. You can just make a new file on your Switch and actually just go get the game because you still have the DLC. You'd also need to buy the DLC again, so you need to buy a $60 game and then a $30 DLC, so it's $90 in total with tax, as opposed to you can just create a new profile on your Switch, go into your Pokemon Sword version, and you still have the DLC on there. Hello there, thank you very much whoever just subscribed. A big example of this was BDSP. They're massively hated on, but nowadays it seems more people good coming out. Yes, very much. Again, Pokemon Company has definitely stoked the fires of divisiveness in the past, and again, by specifically leaning in to placate a certain demographic of the community. So again, they do need to be called out for that. However, a large part of it comes in, the community itself never really knew how to behave well because they divided themselves into their own little sub-factions, which is, again, not a healthy thing to do. I completely. You actually don't need to complete any of the gyms in order to actually get access to the Crown Tundra. Pokemon was too scared to do something yet. Not really! Pokemon's actually been doing new things for a very, very, very long time. Like, literally every single generation, Pokemon actually did something very, very new. So they've been doing new things since, well, Gen 2. That's the whole reason why the special split was introduced. That's why they introduced abilities, then introduced the physical special split, then introduced hidden abilities, and then actually leaned a lot more into designing things more for competitive in Generation 5. Then Mega Evolutions, which was actually really more of a nostalgia callback system, then Z-moves, then Dynamaxing or Dynamaxing, and then Terastallizing. They've actually been doing a lot of different things since the very beginning. Yeah, it's one of those sort of, like, Pokemon never doing anything new is kind of one of these madness mantras that unfortunately has been repeated so often. Again, this is actually another thing that is a problem with the Pokemon community, that there are these things that are repeated so often within the community, they become accepted as fact. You know, rather than people evaluating them on their own merits because it's the popular thing to say. The popular thing to say in the community is, the games have always been the same and they're bland and boring, and generally, certain games are always bad. Like, it's a problem. It is a very big problem. Like, Pokemon has been doing new things. It's, like, this is unfortunate for as good of a series as Pokemon is. The community enjoys tearing itself apart. You know, I hate saying it, but Pokemon is a community where nobody hates Pokemon like its own community does, with how it just turns on each other. And a large part of that is certain sects of the community hate certain aspects of the games very intensely. Some aspects that some people like are absolutely reviled by others. Yeah. Exactly. Which is one of the reasons why I say that we do not deserve a black and white remake yet. The Pokemon community does very much not deserve a remake of Pokemon Black and White. I love the game. I would love to have a remake of Black and White, but the community has not matured enough to deserve one. Because people only really like Black and White these days because people are telling them Black and White was a great game. So people follow what the big creators are saying, because now the popular thing is that helps to grow channels is saying the games were good. And rather than, you know, the game was on its own merits. So again, it's, you know, stuff and things like that. No shiny. Yikes. Great example. A lot of people hated Black and White. Now it's insanely beloved and regarded as underrated. Yep. Again, it's... And again, a lot of that is... I mean, the main reason for that happening is because people now who were younger when Black and White came out, people who were fans of the game when it first came out, are now being the ones that make content now. Because, like, I'm not going to how old I was back when Black and White came out, but now you have people who have been able to grow their channels, grow their brand and their identity with, you know, being fans of Black and White. So now people are really seeing, oh, wait, it was okay to like Black and White. And now the popular thing is to like Black and White. So a lot of the bigger channels, they latch onto that because, again, they use it for growth. I don't get Sword and Shield, the hate, ridiculously fun game. A lot of the hate for Sword and Shield is two things. The Dex Cut, which a lot of people still don't like the Dex Cut, because, again, they were told to hate the game because the Dex Cut. And second, the Megas removal. A lot of the dislike for Sword and Shield boils down to people were told and taught to dislike this game because it did not include X specific feature. It's basically that. Like, it's very, very sad. I would disagree on the Mega Evolution is fun. As someone who did a lot of competitive, I would very firmly disagree on the Mega Evolution was fun. But now it's getting all the love it needed. The thing is, I wouldn't say Black and White's getting the love it needed. Because it's blind adoration. It is people being told to like Black and White, or people liking it because their favorite creators are saying Black and White is a great game. Less of people going back or revisiting Black and White and experiencing it for themselves the first time unfiltered. Which I think is kind of important. Basically experience it on your own terms, your own merits. You know, and it's people liking it's people liking the game because they're kind of being said that the game is good and not understanding the game for its own merits and its own reasons. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. But yeah, no, it's you know, again, it's a thing. And like, the Pokemon community has the potential to become one of the best communities there is. And I do very, very much hope. But now it's getting a love. It is either Black and White and another. The thing is, I don't think it's that of it being overrated, because again, a lot of people will, because people will not deny that Black and White is underrated. If you say Black and White is overrated, that is a very, very big indicator that you are somewhat trying to grift, because it simply is not overrated. You know, it is something that the Pokemon Company themselves actually actively repressed for many, many years. For actually almost a decade, it was actively repressed. And the Pokemon community itself also was actively attempting to repress Black and White. Which, if someone is trying to basically say that Black and White is overrated, it shows that they don't really have a firm understanding of what happened back when Black and White first came out. You know, you were kind of almost laughed off the internet if you said anything positive about Black and White when it first came out. Black and White introduced shiny locks of Russia in that round. So. Yeah, but if the statement is going to be that Black and White are bad games because it added shiny locks, that's like saying that the original Gen 1 games are the best games because they introduced Pokemon to the world. It's ascribing a trait to something that later iterations added. It's saying, well, the future is how we the future things that were mishandled are how we judge the past. It's like that's it, not on its own merits. That in principle is not judging something on its own merits. Again, it's a large part of the reason why, like, I don't think that the original Godzilla suit is one of the best Godzilla designs, as later iterations improved on it. That doesn't mean, like, it started Godzilla, yes, but it's not the best Godzilla design just because it started everything. I'll admit, there wasn't Black and White, Rex, I fell off the time and went back on Sun and Moon, so I don't really know the story too well, and never really know the story. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it is the only Pokemon game until Scarlet Violet actually focused on story. It was the first story-focused Pokemon game in a very large capacity. To a degree, Platinum and the Sinnoh games, and to a degree, Oras, well, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, did focus on story, but not nearly as heavily. They had some story focus, but not the main thing is telling a very compelling story. Groudon is Lava Godzilla. Burning Godzilla, correct. Very similar. No switch. Oh, yeah, that's actually a pretty good thing. Good. Pikachu got swapped out for that. I'm okay with this. I don't have any of that Black, White, or Black and White. Yeah, very, very good policy. You understand. You have not played them, so you don't actually know them. I very respect that. I very much respect that. But yeah, no, it's a very complicated thing. I love whenever Burning Godzilla appears. It's my favorite Burning Godzilla. I love whenever Burning Godzilla appears. It's my favorite Burning Godzilla. Not sure how that works. Not sure how something can be favorite Godzilla. Like how Burning Godzilla can be your favorite Burning Godzilla when it's the only one. It is Zekrom and DA is how much everybody else going on. I do like Burning Godzilla, and it's great. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. I know there's a Splatfest, but my capture card is breaking, so I don't have the money to flip. Wait, Splatfest is ongoing right now, Mudkip? Since when was Splatfest ongoing? Maybe sell merchandise. You'll have a Pokemon. Oh yeah, no, most of Pokemon stuff comes from merch sales. Yeah, most of Pokemon's profitability comes from merch sales. Yeah. Merch is I'm pretty sure it's a lot more than 50%. Really? Dang. Yeah, I mean, I feel that, Mudkip. I kind of feel that. Cause I've been working on projects for the secondary channel. Yes, the food one. Feel that. Yeah. I'm somewhat ish debating on doing stuff and things with it. But I feel that. I am not going to Pokemon Worlds, Trico, no. When you're able to 20 tries, go like, thank you very much, James Jones. Thank you very, very, very much. Yeah, no, I am not going to Worlds. I wish I could go to Worlds, but I'm probably never going to be able to go to Worlds. I'll be buying a new one tomorrow. Probably won't go until Monday. So you're not buying an Elgato for your capture card, right, Mudkip? Well, the thing is, going to Worlds is going to be a lot of money, and two, qualifying for Worlds is almost impossible. I mean, qualifying for Worlds costs more than actually going there as a guest. Okay, good. You're not going for an Elgato. Good. Smart, Mudkip. Very, very smart. Yeah, I mean, the capture card I use was like $20, $30, and it's been working for the past, what, 5 years? You don't need a, you don't need an Elgato. But if I ever were to try to experience Pokemon Black and White, it's three games of 3DS, a lot of money for me. Yeah, Black and White are Black and White and Black 2 White 2 are incredibly expensive. They are extremely. A large part of that is because they didn't really sell too well. So there's a lot less copies of them on the market. And second, the copies that are on the market are some of the few people that like are selling them. Like, it's very, very few of them. Graphic like $8. I mean, that's still impressive. It lasted that long. You know, it's a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons why those games are so expensive. No switch. Elgato Cam Link Pro is good at my processors. Yeah, I know, but the thing that I'm using is like $30, and it's been working for a long, long, long time. Let's go for this one. Yeah, I'm extremely lucky. The Black and White does it. Yeah, that's a freaking insane $30 for that. Yes, we indeed did. We indeed did. I can't speak because words are incredibly hard and I can't talk. Oh, it is. Well, he is right. Oh, what's right? I'm right about what? What is I right about? What is I right about? Yeah. Yes, we did our previous stuff go. Yo. Someone's doing fossil hunts. Wait, did they just end off? Why did that thing say they were live? What? Oh, they ended like 30 seconds ago. Wow, that's insane. That's amazing. I quite lived at the right time. A big smile on the face. Yeah. Oh, understandable. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Thunder. Who do we rate it like that? Who's live? Oh, nice. UC and ERB are both live. Fun. I'm gonna go watch those later. I'm gonna go watch those later. Who is live? But yeah, I at least value the $90 for Black and White XY. I'm kind of surprised that X and Y are that expensive. I have a feeling X and Y are probably gonna drop a bit in price once ZA comes out. I have a feeling they're probably gonna drop a little bit in price when ZA comes out. Like, here's the thing. Here's sort of like the most interesting thing about my relationship with hoping for Legends ZA. I will be fully honest in saying I am not a very big fan of Kalos. I am probably one of the most non-fans of X and Y you will meet, but I want a good Kalos game. I would very much like a good Kalos game because I not despite the fact that I am not a big fan of Kalos. It is in spite of the fact I'm not a big fan of Kalos. I want a good Kalos story. Like, I want a good iteration of Kalos. Because I don't dislike being a fan of it. I don't enjoy disliking things. I want to like all things. As weird as that is. So it's kind of like I want things to be good. I want things to be good. I don't like it when things are not good. A lot of the reason why I said I'm critical of things, because again, the best way to show you love a series or love a property is to be critical of it, because it shows you like it enough to acknowledge its flaws, acknowledge its strong points, and to want something better, rather than, again, blind adoration. Again here. Something interesting is that my birthday is July 16th to 7. The national dex is yes, which was interesting, based. I really hope the extra employees are getting help. What do you mean extra employees, Star Squid? Please explain. What do you mean by extra employees? Because, I mean, I think that when they hire more employees for Pokemon stuff, it's not going to be expanded, hiring in the ways we think it is. Because you gotta remember, Pokemon is a franchise where the internet just basically goes on fire with new information. It would be a very, very, very bad idea to bring on like 60 new people and then put them to work on the new Pokemon game, because you have no degree of you can't trust them to not just go leak information to things, which again is a bit of a problem because of how much people are thirsting for information about new Pokemon games when they are first revealed. You could have someone who just joins the thing and immediately just, oh yeah, no, here's all the information, just dump it online and they can make a whole bunch of money that would just leak in the secrets of Pokemon. So, if anything, they're probably going to be like very low-level things that are not like the most impactful of stuff. Happy birthday, welcome in. Happy birthday. Man, again, we will very much need to, again, it's very much going to depend on what they're being hired in to be doing. Again, but here's the thing you gotta remember. People don't care about that. If the option is they can dump all the secrets by telling us something, they'll pay them like a couple $1,000s, they will do it. Because again, nothing is as wanted for leaks than Pokemon game information. You know, people really couldn't care less about leaks of the next Mario game or the next Metroid game. Legend of Zelda games, okay, yeah, that's kind of something that people really like to know. But again, largely it was because of Breath of the Wild was just a revolutionary game and they wanted to do the Kingdom stuff. You know, no one cares about like the next Call of Duty game and what leaks for that are coming out. But Pokemon is the only series where before the next generation is released, you already have people posting leaks for the generation after. Like, before Generation 9 was even out, people were posting Gen 10 leaks. You know, that is something that is 4 or 5 years away. There is nothing that sets the internet on fire to the same degree Pokemon can. You know, it's a large part of the reason why they kind of can't trust new hires with any of the very important decisions on things. Because, again, you just don't know. Which is a large part of the reason I think that BDSP was made the way it was to basically train up a new group of people to basically vet them for trusting them on more further projects. So we're probably not going to be seeing the effect of these new hires in Nintendo and these new hires in the Pokemon Company until maybe 4 or 5 years out. No shiny. No shiny. No shiny. No shiny L Bacon Wings. Oh. Cool Metal Levo. Does that give you $1 million of balls? Final boss. Yep. Again, like it's one of those things where money gets people to talk again. It's about. Hello there, piece of meat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, it's a thing of they just basically can't trust them anything. Again, that's what I think it is. Again. That's what I believe it to be. Yeah, I have a feeling we're not going to be seeing Gen 10 until 2027. Because logically speaking, I think we're going to get something involving Kanto and something involving Generation 1 in 2026. because of the 30th anniversary. You know, they really, really love leaning on their Kanto stuff, and I think that more like, again, Occam's Razor, I could entirely be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping Gen 10 comes out in 2026. But based on Pokemon's track record of, again, they really, really, really are big fans of their Kanto stuff, I think they're probably going to be leaning a lot more on probably doing some Gen 1 remake for 2026. Again, that's my personal hypothesis. I could be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong. But that is what I believe is going to happen. Gen 10 is going to be the biggest one for Stobitz. You also got to remember, Pokemon Company doesn't treat generations in the same way we do. They don't look at the games as generations, quote unquote. They look at basically each game in its own separate way. That's the reason why we don't have, okay, a whole big block of new Pokemon come out, 3 games that all follow all of those Pokemon and introduce nothing new, and then go on to the next one. It's why they gradually introduce a few new Pokemon, a few new moves, a few different things in games inside of a generation. It's why we got like the Hisuian forms. It's why we got, you know, new moves, new Pokemon, new forms midway through it. And alright, none of these are good. It's because, again, they don't see things in the generational terms that we do. They see them as each game's own standalone thing, and they build upon each one going forward. I know. Occam's Razor, Chekhov's Gun is a narrative tool. That's basically a thing hinted at earlier on in the story that becomes later relevant in the plot later. Occam's Razor is basically the simplest explanation is the simplest and most reasonable explanation is likely the explanation of it. So it's like, you know, again, it's basically if there is a problem, a question, some unknown thing, is it more likely the simple explanation is the true explanation, or the more far out, abstract, out there explanation is the more likely one? Not exactly similar to Murphy's Law. Not exactly. You know, again, it's a probability sort of thing when it comes down to explanation of cause of something. You know, again, is it more likely that, again, good example. Is it more likely that we are going to be getting Megas in Generation 9 because they referenced Megas in the Pokédex entries of the Paradox Pokemon, or is it just they're just making a reference to Mega Evolutions as a mythology gag? You know, is it one that they're planning ahead for reintroducing new Megas, or is it just it's a mythology gag? That's kind of a separation thing. That's kind of a Occam's Razor thing. Personally, I am more to... What is Cole's Law, J-Rad? What is Cole's Law? I have not heard of this. I'm unfamiliar with a Cole's Law. Yeah, I'll take this. Look at this. Thinly sliced cabbage. Oh, coleslaw. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. You got me on that one, Jared. You got a good one. You got me on that. I am an incredibly smooth brain. Then again, we knew this to be a factual statement. We very much knew me to be a smooth brain. The smoothest of brains. Smoothest of brains. Smooth brain. There we go. We're gonna get flatlined by this thing. Because we are always a smooth brain. Jot 'em. You have food disorder. I rated me as a daily check. That's gone. So I broke and just cursed the air fun. Yeah, no, again, the one thing that I love is when the narrative term of the Chekhov's force multiplier is just a red herring. Because, I mean, in my own stories, I'm a very big fan of planting the false, the red herrings. Because this is unfortunately something that, having written my own stories and, like, again, working on writing my own stories, I pick up on a lot. You know, whenever you're watching a movie, you're reading a story, and you're seeing a TV show, you pick up on things like, you know, foreshadowing a lot better when you write your own stories. And it kind of destroys a lot of, like, the surprise factor going forward. Because, like, oh, that's going to be important later on. And that's when I really like the Harry Potter movies. Because they did a very good job of, like, hiding everything. Because everything was so out there, all of it felt like, oh, is this going to be important later? Is it going to be important later? And, like, not all the, and, like, none of it was important later. Because they red herringed it so well. Oh, I love shiny, like, think keep it nice. Hello there, Magic. Welcome, welcome. I'll never understand why people connect gaming to being a youngling. Childhood's playing games. A large part of that comes from people not understanding gaming, Star. A large part of that extends from people earlier on. Gaming was associated with, again, younger audiences. However, that was back when, like, gaming was first introduced. It's in much the same way as, like, cartoons are associated with being a thing for younglings, because that's what it was when they were first introduced. Not really understanding that as time has gone on and things have matured within the sphere of content, that no, it is also designed for older audiences. Your keepers do things. Oh no, same problem. A lot of the time the predicting things happen. Yeah, like there were a few, like there are some times where I don't notice them. I will fully be honest in saying when it came to Godzilla -1, I picked up on one because it was extremely very heavy-handed. But there was another one like I did not pick up on at all, and like it was extremely just brilliant foreshadowing of something in -1, which I loved. Because it wasn't like I saw the movie again for like the second time that I was just, wait, they were foreshadowing this with this thing. That was brilliant. It happened cartoons first. I would say Batman the Animated Series probably... Did Batman the Animated Series come out before The Simpsons? Was BTOS first? I feel like Batman the Animated Series probably like did a bit of it. There was a good amount of foreshadowing in -1. There was a good amount of it. Also, did you watch the review, Neo? Also, for those of you who have not done so already, we have our secondary channel, Max. I typed it wrong. Our secondary channel, Max Allo. We actually just posted the Godzilla -1 review yesterday. Recommend checking that out. Premiere date. Batman the Animated. Yeah, Batman the Animated Series 92. The Simpsons first episode date. Okay, Simpsons was 3 years early. Okay. Okay, I got Simpsons was first. Okay. Yeah, no, there was a degree of there was actually a good amount of foreshadowing back in -1. Again, one thing was super obvious because it was very, very heavy-handed, which I think was actually quite deliberate. The other was actually a lot more subtle. Like the other one is the way in which they defeat Godzilla, which is foreshadowed literally right at the start. But I freaking loved. It was like, wait, that's brilliant. Yeah, no, they did good. Again, they did a lot of good things with -1. Again, -1's got its issues. You know, -1 is a very good movie. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's a good Godzilla movie for a couple of reasons. But as a movie, it's fantastic. Again, I have some issues with it. Simpsons has foreshadowed so powerful. Yeah, The Simpsons, I know, has made a lot of things that actually did happen in real life, which is just kind of scary. I don't have the review yet. I forgot I have to watch it. Nice. Yeah, the whole review is like 43 minutes long. It's a beast because again, there's a lot to talk about in -1. Again, it's a good movie. It's a very good movie. Has its issues, but again, that's kind of a thing that I think is again very important for a lot of things. Is you need to love something enough to be able to criticize it. No shiny Sharknado. No shiny Caparaja. Beast of film. It is a beast of film. It's also one of the longest Godzilla movies there is. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Which, I mean, when I get around to, I mean, a lot of the Godzilla movies, there's a lot to talk about, but there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, -1 is one of the longest Godzilla movies there is. It is, I believe, tied with Final Wars as the longest Japanese produced Godzilla movie, and I think only the 1998 American Godzilla movie beats it. But I also think that maybe Godzilla 2014 probably beats it as well. But, you know, it is one of the longest ones. The movie, I think, is like, what, 2 hours? It's more than 2 hours long. It's like, I think it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that. It's a very, very long movie comparatively. Favorite anime, probably JoJo or JoJo's Bizarre Adventures or Naruto is probably my favorite anime. So I'm very normie like that, unfortunately. Oh, it's Dunfist, Pancake Monster, fun. Let's go. Godzilla -1 runtime. Let's go check this out. How long is it? Clefairy. Ooh, Portugal. We just stick to the entire left the whole time. You know, Godzilla -1's a long movie. Infinity, go through everyone. It's almost a modern. Yes, I've seen the Netflix anime Godzilla movie trilogy. I'm a big fan of them. I'm not okay. Mom was lucky, man. Peace. Interesting. Godzilla -1, 124 minutes. So I was almost spot on in just 2 hours and 4 minutes. I was almost spot on. My opinion, Godzilla Earth wasn't too bad. It was a bit hard. Yeah, the Netflix anime trilogy, the biggest issue I think was writing, because there was a lot of really cool ideas that they had in the Godzilla Netflix trilogy. There was a lot of really cool ideas. But the Planet Eater, I think, had probably one of the coolest ideas for any Godzilla movie there's ever been. I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. It was a really, really cool idea. I love what they did with Ghidorah. But, again, some of the writing, I think, held it back. Some of the writing did hold it back. Cause, like, they couldn't... The ideas were undercooked. Like, the ideas were great and they were there. They just couldn't get the ideas out. You know, because I mean, I watched the movies in Japanese with English subtitles, which is my generalized recommendation for how people should watch Godzilla movies in general. Is, you know, you watch subbed first, because again, translations of things, and then, you know, when you know the story, you know the thing, then you can watch, you know, in things. I'm not really like an anime dub versus sub stickler in most cases. With Godzilla, I think it is very important because, as strange as it is, the movies are actually very story-driven in most cases. It's not as much about the monster fights. It actually is about, like, the narrative more than people think it is, which is why I say again, you should watch the dub first. The sub, not dub, sub first, so you can understand that. Because when the localization, the dubs happen, they kind of lose a little bit of that. Ghidorah makes me so happy the way they stopped him. Again, yeah, again. Writing is, I think, what was undercooked. Singular Point. Singular Point was interesting. I like that Singular Point tried to be very different, and again, I think that it did a good job at being very different. Yeah, I mean, I think Singular Point could have benefited from being a bit longer and kind of explaining things a little bit more. I felt that it was a bit too quick. That, and we also didn't really get a whole lot of time with Ultima. You know, most of the series, Godzilla was Aquatilis, Amphibia, Terrestris, and it wasn't actually, like, Godzilla. Kind of a similar issue I have, I think, to Shin Godzilla, where overall the idea is great. I love the idea of it. But it takes a long time to kind of get to the form we know. You know, it's... I like the progress of getting to it as an idea, but it takes a bit too long to get there and doesn't linger long enough on the actual thing. I guess this is a good way of phrasing it. Like, again, I love Shin. I think it's a great Godzilla movie, and I think it probably is. I think it's probably the closest thing. I think it is the best modern reinterpretation of the original that we have ever gotten in a Godzilla movie. I think of all the solo Godzilla films, so, you know, the original Godzilla, Return of Godzilla in 85, 84, then American Godzilla from, you know, 98. You can sort of lump in Godzilla 2000 Millennium, was the first reintroduction in a while. American Godzilla from American Godzilla from 2014, and then, you know, Shin -1. I think that it is the best, the reinterpretation of it, because it largely nails the characterization of Godzilla, like the classic characterization of Godzilla. Again, that's kind of the whole reason we have the secondary channel, because you talk a lot more about this. Cool, my friend code. I'm gonna go down Ghidorah's game. I mean, Ghidorah didn't die at the end of Planet Eater. Ghidorah didn't die at the end of Planet Eater. Yeah, that's what I like my knee, and that's with the Godzilla. The way I like something powerful fall around and nature force adapt to change the way to do things. Well, I mean, Godzilla's a great series that, Godzilla is such a good series because it shows how a singular character is so adaptable. It's in much the same way that, Transformers has continued to be so good as it is, because every single time that, you know, it comes up, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit changed, it's not just the same thing reserved over and over and over and over and over again, that characters are able to evolve, and, you know, again, for you know, the pun, transform. They're able to become, you know, beyond what they originally were, while still keeping that central core, and I like that. You know, again, it's a very fine balancing act when it especially comes to writing. You know, writing these very, very long legacy intellectual properties. One reason I love Black and White and Pokemon so much is that it reinvented Pokemon, and it actually was far closer to the ideas of what the original Pokemon tried to be than the original Pokemon actually was. But I think it's actually a large part of the reason why the game gets so much hate, is it took the concepts the original tried to do, and it did them better. You know, I mean, a lot of people don't like seeing their favorite thing get outshone, and I think that's, again, a large part of the reason why it was almost like this pettiness of the original was outshone. I really love how nature can and will adapt to overcome. Exactly. How many shinies have you caught in, I have no idea how many shinies I've caught. I've caught so many shinies. You know, it's impressive just to see, the adaptability of various fictional works, and how they are as long-lived as they are. Again, Godzilla's 70 years old. What about Pokemon? You can see how some Pokemon have adapted and changed their environment. Exactly. Like, again, Pokemon's not nearly as old as Godzilla. Godzilla's like 70 years old. Pokemon's 30 years old. You know, again, it's still going strong. Like, you know, Transformers, and same thing. Transformers like 40 something years old at this point. Again, they work. There's a very good reason why they continue to last as long as they do, because they have allowed themselves to evolve, to adapt, and to incorporate newer ideas into it. Yes, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be something. Nope, no idea who that is. I have seen that, but only caught 6. Interesting. Alright, let's go. We gotta find who to go raid, though, is the real thing. But yeah, we're gonna be I would love to see an entire region. I would love to see an entire region conversion or regional mon. I would like to see an entire region. Oh, an entire region of regional variants. Okay, I think I see where you're going. That'd be an interesting idea. I don't think a lot of people would go for it, because a lot of people see, well, you're trying to reskin previous things. Which the funny thing is that that's kind of the amusing part of Pokemon, is that a lot of Pokemon fall within the archetypes that everything else does. A lot of Pokemon like fall within the archetypical formula because like that's the reason. Like, fighting type Pokemon are almost overwhelmingly physical attackers because that's what works. That is what the stats of the moves are skewed and spec'd into. So you can't really have like special fighting types unless I guess they're mixed attackers, because it's just not what they are designed to do. They don't have like those kinds of moves. I mean, again, you need to be introducing a whole bunch of moves that could do that stuff, but again, that kind of also destroys the value of like certain specific Pokemon. You know, chances around you. Personally, data sounds like the Christmas not debate. Ace Attorney is my game. I need to the Ace Attorney game. You didn't buy Ace Attorney when it was on sale? You didn't buy Ace Attorney when it was on sale? Why? Why is someone's doing Dynamax Adventures? Ooh, based unfathomably. DA's fun. And if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like on the stream. Who do we raid, I think, is a question. Who do we raid? I guess we raid Athena. We could raid Athena. Also, it's freaking warm in here. I mean, if it doesn't come out till next month, so interesting. Interesting. Thunderbolt. Alright, who do we get? Oh, yo, I mean, they're still going strong on that. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love that they're still actually doing that. Athena's doing members on the. Oh, that's interesting. So that's why she's popping up the thing they're not seeing in the rage feed. Interesting. Who do we raid? Who do we raid? I guess we go raid Way. Yeah, we can go raid Way. Way is doing some fossil hunting. Yeah, we go raid Way. I just want to see what Pokemon would do with their only Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be I think it's an interesting idea. The only issue, the quote-unquote issue, I think that there would be with something like that is when they made Black and White, they, in a lot of ways, did something similar, where it's, here's a different variation of an already existing Pokemon. However, when people saw that they just basically blasted just nothing but ripoffs. So it could be a very precarious, slippery slope for that. Again, if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe for more, and leave a like on the stream. Because this is our final Dynamax adventure check of the day. Thunderbolt. Are we somehow actually going to be able to beat this thing? Do we actually manage to beat this thing? Glorious. Snarl. We can survive those snarls. That's a snarl with a Violite in play. Like, just keeping that in mind. That is with a Violite in play. I mean, I know Porygon's not bulky to begin with at all. But, like... That's insane. Thunderbolt. Wait, I think we're gonna go raid wave. Oh, you're right, you're paralyzed, that's why. Taunt. Okay, taunt. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it'll be great if it's shiny. We actually did get the win. We actually got the win in that fight. That's a glorious victory. 18 total shiny checks of YVELTAL. That could be quite an so fun and glorious thing. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. Get the raid tag ready. You could say get it raidy. Oh wow, 8-hour member-a-thon. Wow, he's going the distance with that. He's going the distance. I can't believe he got it in 2 days. Yeah, you got that fast. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. No shiny Stunfisk. No shiny Clefairy. No shiny Duckbot. No shiny on the YVELTAL. Hello there, Blob. Alright, we're gonna go raid Way Games. He's doing some shiny hunting of Automaldo. And I'll see you then. I'll see you all next time. Bye. Tomorrow, if the internet is working, we're gonna be doing some Ogre Ousting. If not, we're just doing some Lugia. DAs.